It was you. Okay. Anyway, you good? You with me? Okay. So yeah, so in this kingdom, as part of the rules, the lay of the land, everybody has 2 years of mandatory service to the crown. Because everybody has to do it, it doesn't happen just as people having to join the military. So there's people who do 2 years of service to the crown and they do infrastructure work, like they're construction workers. Every single one of you was assigned forestry. Now, you could love that with your character or hate it, but that's what you got. So you are all today going to report to the port here in town so that you can be sent to your assignment. So what I've thought I would have you guys do as like a introducing yourselves thing. I can hear me through Stuart, and that's fun.
Yeah, just mute Stuart. Yeah.
Is there any chance that you could sit in a different room? Not that I don't like to look at you.
Okay, I see.
Please, husband, can you just play this game outside of our freezing cold home?
Could you just sit on the porch, please?
It's in the high 40s.
Yeah, that's true. It's actually completely fine outside. I ran this morning. Any hoot nanny.
Did you ever say the 40s is fine? That's not fine. That's not okay.
No, you don't understand. It's
See,
like
it's
different
fine.
in Alaska.
It really is. The air is really dry.
The second I got here,
There's no wind.
it was like 28 degrees when I got here that day, and I was fine. Like, I was in a jacket, but I was fine.
That's magic. That's witchcraft.
It's Alaska magic. Anyway, so as a means of introducing you guys, what I'm going to have you do... Oh, is she doing stuff? Is she going to do stuff?
No,
Maybe
that was your husband.
Oh. Logan might not be so hard to sweetheart. As a way of introducing yourselves, I'm going to have you tell us how you get to the port that morning.
Hey, there she is.
Hey! Yeah, so tell me how you get to the port that morning to catch your ride. You've been told to arrive at Dock C4. As I understand it, 1 or 2 of you will have a history of seafaring. So in this instance, if that's the case, if you're used to the port in town, we're going to magically pretend that this is one you've never heard of before.
Okay.
So how do you get to the port, Logan, who's the first person in chat?
The egg.
I don't know. Probably. Alright, hold on. So, what's the technology situation?
So the way I have it set up is it's still magical fantasy land, like there are dragons and shit like that. It's gonna be like people have carts and they're pulled by the horses, that kind of thing.
Oh, then definitely carriage.
Oh, so you fancy? Well, tell us about your day. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. What I'm doing is a device like, oh, I wake up in the morning at my castle, and I, you know.
Well, not exactly. I would say, well, I've got dark brown skin with big prissy teeth and cheeks, and like impossibly large blue eyes.
I keep disconnected over there.
Sorry.
Goggles that hold my hair up, and I probably just stepped off the carriage, ready to seek some adventure, aka definitely try to make the best of manual
Work.
So, would you say that you're not excited to undertake 2 years of forestry experience?
That wasn't at first, but I'll make the best of it.
All right, cool. And you're not quite a fancy lad, but are we expecting you to be dressed slightly fancy?
No, I've got like adventuring shit on. Like I've got like a blue coat with a hood, and I'm short. I got boots, the works. Like I'm ready to work.
All right, cool. All right, Stuart, tell us.
Yes. I was disconnecting and I missed. Let me make sure that I am describing how I arrived at the setting. Cool. I was super excited about being enlisted to this 2-year mandatory service. I might do my 20s. I could have been a scout ranger, but the recruiter thought that I'd be better suited out here, just because I got big brain on this medieval ASVAB out here. So he sent me here by whatever the equivalent of a bus is. Let's say jumbo carriage. And, now I'm here, and I'm about to be super moto about all of it. My haircut looks crisp. My uniform looks crisp, and I'm ready to tackle the day.
To be clear, you haven't been assigned a uniform yet, so you just I'd like to picture that you guessed what a uniform looks like.
I'm showing up already with the logo of whatever, or the insignia of whatever this service is.
Tattooed
The
on his
Cordata Park
chest.
Services.
The Cordata Park Service. I'm ready to go.
It's tattooed on his chest.
Yeah, he's got Cordata's flag on his chest. That's beautiful. You've painted it. One. You didn't describe. Did you describe your race and shit? What you look like?
Oh, I am a half-orc,
Oh,
and I am of noble descent. That's why, anybody beneath, I'd be willing to help as the savior planned, and as the best park ranger you ever did.
Already my favorite character. Fantastic. Gabe, tell us about your morning.
Coolness. Hey everybody, my name is Mushu. I am a tiefling monk from the El Bear Monastery. It's a sacred monastery in California. I really don't place much faith in the gods or anything, but I'm really down for some booze and a good time. So
So just
yeah, I'm
normal Gabe.
Yeah, that's pretty much just me. So I walked here. They didn't want to give me a ride. I volunteered for this, obviously. I was super excited about it. So I just walked all the way here with my bag on my back. And I really don't know how I got here. I've been pretty drunk for the past 2 weeks or so.
I like to think, because you came from a monastery and you're going to like the port in a major city. I like to imagine that you walked for like 4 days. Just like
Oh, it's been a minute. My feet
super
hurt.
drunk.
I really would if they weren't numb. I don't know.
Wait, are we legit in the
No. You are in the kingdom of Cordata.
I didn't know if that was like a subset. It sounds like a hipster city in Los Angeles.
Oh my
mean-
gosh, it does.
I want you to know, Logan, that Los Angeles is a city. So normally there aren't cities inside of cities. That's just it's like a neighborhood.
Those are boroughs.
I feel it. I feel it.
And what do you look like, Gabe?
Oh, so like my skin is kind of like burgundy-ish looking. I got big old gazelle horns, antlers, I guess. And I'm like 5'10"-ish, 5'11"-ish. I mean, like I don't look like a hooper, but I can hoop though. That's what I'm saying.
Sure. Hey man, if Muggsy Bogues can do it, you can do it.
Oh,
All right, and Weston, tell us about how you got there.
Alright, so I've been living my life kind of, to myself, out a quarter mile at a time. out in the woods, I've been, a fisherman for a while, and I've had neighbors in my little, like, humble abode, but I kind of gave them, their own privacy. I like that. And then, I don't know, I kind of met up with them finally one day. They were real, like, shocked that I lived out there. Guess they didn't know I was their neighbor. I mean, that's pretty cool.
This local homeless man.
But yeah, so they told me I should come check out the town, and I thought, you know what, I've been at my house for a really long time. I think it's about time I go out and really kind of check out the world. So now I'm here, and they said I have to do a job, and that sounds cool. I already kind of lived in the woods, and they said I gotta, work in the woods. So, I mean, okay, that's pretty cool. So, I guess I'm just walking down to the port. I've been on boats a lot too. I don't know this one, but that should be cool. I bet you there's a lot of different fish here. So, I am also a scroll down. I am a 4'11", 410-pound turtle. with
I believe Logan gets to collect $20.
I called it from a mile away. I called it.
Logan knew before I did.
I've got greenish gray skin and some green eyes. My hair color is LOL, I'm a turtle. And then like I got the way my shell is shaped is like kind of like the Krogans from Mass Effect, where it's kind of like goes up above my head and gets like real bulbous and thick.
He thick as fuck.
And I got this really cool heavy walking stick. And it's got this really fancy cool thing at the top, so that's pretty neat.
Cool. Well, actually, this works out because Kim's character is also a shipfaring folk. So I assume she can still hear me. I'm gonna have her just already be there, and she'll get to like fully introduce herself. So when you guys arrive at the port, the main city is called Vesper. You're in the city of Vesper. You're at the port of Vesper. Just going to the port to get on what you believe to be a ship, to go to your assignment.
You said the city is called Vespri?
Vesper.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
Vesper. It is the capital city, so it's big, it's fancy. That's kind of what you had to go through to get where you were. Anywho, so you arrive at port, and especially like Weston's character. Is Weston Dopey?
No?
How you say your name?
Oh! Oh, I was about to be like, no, I'm not exactly dopey, I'm just chill.
How you say your name, Weston?
His name is Doppy.
Dappy. Look, y'all see the spelling of this name.
What's your name, idiot?
I'm seeing here your name is Big Chungus. Anyway. So you guys show up to the docks and you're kind of trying to find, you got like little pieces of paper that tell you where you're supposed to report. You're trying to find C4, and you see Alpha, and that's where you see your big ships that are going to be going across the entire ocean, and you see kind of Bravo, and that's got sort of fisherman ships that are going to stay close by, and then there's Delta, and you've never thought about the fact that it jumps from B to D. And Delta is just local stuff. It's like Tim going to his neighbor's house, but he's using the waterway. You fuck around for a little while, and down an alley you find C. And as you walk down, you realize that there's no water, like you're walking away from the water. As you kind of turn a corner around kind of taller buildings, what you see is like this big dirt patch. And in the center of the dirt patch, you see something that looks like real busted. It's like a you just said it a bunch of times, carriage. It's like a carriage, except it's closed over the top, and it's kind of long, like it's clearly suited to seat a lot of people all at once. And there's like this real faded paint down the sides and like old browns and greens.
Homie.
Somebody laughing because they get the joke in advance. So this is what's called a Winnebago. And if you walk around to the front, you will see something that you'll see something that for some of you, and you can kind of react accordingly, is real fucking scary looking. What you see looks kind of like a moose, except that it's standing up, and it's kind of also a wolf.
Oh.
And what you see is a Windigo.
Oh, okay.
You actually
I was
see
thinking
6
it was
of
a
them.
creature from that relic, or that ritual.
I put in my notes bipedal moose wolf.
I mean, you're not wrong. So what you see is 6 Windigos that are harnessed up like sled dogs would be in front of this van. And they are Windigo size, so they're about 10 feet tall. They're big bitches.
This is brilliant.
And what you can tell about both the Winnebago and the Windigo pulling the Winnebago is that they're pretty ramshackle. Like, for those of you that have come from like nicer households, this is the most busted shit you've ever laid your eyes on. And
nice.
Nobody's there. Like, you expect it to be met by somebody who's like a porter, somebody who is going to help you get aboard and stuff like that. Nope, the door is unlocked, it's just there. How do you respond?
Are we all at this joint right
Yeah, so you don't necessarily need to arrive one after the other. We can roll for it if you want, but the idea is just that you showed up to port that day and followed your directions, and this is where you ended up.
How these do these Windigos look like?
Vicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
As opposed to a friendly Windigo.
they
Have you
some
ever
of
met
them
one?
do still have blood on them and no visible injuries. If you know what I'm saying.
Oh my god.
Whoa. Oh.
Can I make some sort of check to see if someone has been brutally murdered and eaten by 6 Windigos?
You want to make an investigation check?
For show.
Go for it.
First roll.
First roll
Right
of the
down the middle.
Do you have any
Okay.
bonus?
It's 15.
15. Well, that's a really good investigation bonus.
Smart boy.
You're a smart boy. So what you can tell from looking at it is that I wouldn't recommend getting super close to them, but you follow your bliss. Even from kind of a distance, you can tell that they do seem to be kind of scraggly. One or two of them, the two at the front, seem to have blood that is not theirs on them. But they are also, all 6 of them are in shed, which I don't know if you've seen that happen before on like a deer or anything like that, but like the velvet over their horns is coming off for the season, and it looks gnarly as fuck. So it looks like bones with like loose skin hanging off of them everywhere. It's pretty neat. Yeah, it's not great for the eye, but based on your investigation check, you can see that like it's not like they just killed 4 dudes where they're standing. There's nothing on the ground around them that suggests they've been killing folk right there.
How like strong do these look? Like,
Oh my, don't fuck with them.
no. Sam, I'm 410 pounds. I want to know if they can even carry me.
Okay, so they look strong enough that if it was one of them, they could still pull you guys.
Okay.
They're not small boys.
Okay.
So I'll hit you one at a time then. Logan, how do you respond?
Can I like feasibly knock on a door without getting brutally mauled and eaten?
Yeah, of the actual Winnebago, go for it.
Knock.
No one answers.
Hello?
Love you.
Nothing.
Well, this is already off to a good start. There's nothing, huh? Can I peek through a window? They don't have windows. It's not an actual Winnebago.
Are we're all up there with Logan.
It's yeah, you are all here now. You arrived at the designated time, so you are all just kind of standing around a fucking Winnebago right now.
All of my years of playing tactical training games in the yard have prepared me for this. I'll kick down the door. Somebody could be in help, could be in danger, and need help.
Do we
They
know
also
what?
need help.
Do we know what Stuart's race
It's
is?
a half-orc.
Half orc. That's right.
Oh, okay, yeah, that'll work. That'll work.
How tusky are you, babe?
How testy am I? I'm mildly testy. But if you ask me,
He's
I'm
chubby.
testy.
Do you look scary, or do you look like a scrawny Marine Corps recruit?
I look like any boot he looks.
Perfect.
I look very unintimidating. But if you ask, I'm the most intimidating
He's
half-orc.
hard as fuck. Bro.
You're my favorite subreddit. Anyway, okay. So you're gonna try and kick down the door?
Yes.
Okay. Roll unarmed strike. I would argue.
Roll unarmed strike. Like, I got some apps on my phone here because it's very minimal. What am I rolling?
It's D4 plus your strength.
E4 plus my strength modifier.
The door does not have an armor class for you to.
I rolled a 4. Strength modifier is 4, so 8.
Okay, so you walk up to this rusted ass fucking Winnebago
Weak ass.
and just fucking Spartan kick the door, and it dents, but it's a door designed to open out, not in, so it doesn't fall down. You've just kicked a dent in a door for some reason.
Oof.
That wasn't very good.
This is exactly what my training has prepared me. Turns out nobody can get in here. Guess we should move on.
All right.
I don't even
Imagine how Gabe feels. Gabe is a staff sergeant as well as Stuart, so he's actually personally been in charge of these people.
I'm channeling people that I've personally worked with. As the best that I can.
I'm gonna say, alright, who else is here? Is it just me and
Everybody.
everybody's here?
Everybody is there.
And a little tiny gnome steps along and goes, is everyone here for the forestry service?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's C4, right?
I don't know.
If you look up above you, there's a light post with like a little wooden sign hanging off of it that says C4.
We're off to a great start. I have an idea. I'm going to magically tinker myself a little box. How big is the dent in the doors?
It's like a man kicked it.
I'm saying it's a kick.
Or a very
It's
large.
like a
muscular-
Kyle punched the hole through the
It's like no, the so it's like a metal door, right? So like it's dented off the hinge a little bit, but it's still connected.
Is it
There's
enough to make me be able to fit a tiny object inside of it?
y'all. Not one of you has tried to open the
Okay,
door.
you know, I was about to do something, but I don't want to interrupt it, man.
You know what? You're kind of right.
Nah, Logan, follow your bliss. Sit down in front of these people you just met on the ground and make a machine.
Okay, guys, I got this. I'm gonna magically tinker myself a tiny object that emits an odor, and I'm
No.
gonna call it straight ass. And I'm gonna slide it under the Winnebago. That way, if there's anyone inside, they'll for sure wake up and walk out.
Now you're an artificer. I have not dealt with artificers before, so I don't know the deals and downs of how that shit works. What do you need to do that?
Tinkering. Imbue a tiny non-magical object with a magical property of your choice. 5 feet of light, up to 6 seconds long recording message, emits odor, non-verbal sound, static visual effect, including a 25 words of text. I can affect the
Is it- Is it a cantrip or a spell?
$100. $300.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, yeah. Send it.
Then I put it in a fart box. Slide it under the door. I say, gentlemen, now we wait.
How long is it supposed to take?
I'm pretty sure it's instantaneous.
Okay. Roll a perception check.
Okay.
Not good.
8.
What? 8?
Just 8.
Okay. One of the Windigo kind of turns and looks at you. That's it. Oh, by the way, it's not an enjoyable experience to have a Windigo look at you. There's no eyes in their sockets.
Oh.
But nothing happens from inside the Winnebago.
They operate on sound. Well, then I can't imagine that it's not looking
I wanna
perfect.
look at the half orc and just be like, "Don't worry, man. I got this one." And I'm gonna walk up to give it a really hard kick, like rear back for one hell of a kick, and then pull the door open.
Do you want to roll a deception to like really sell it, or do you just want
Yeah, I'll do it.
to?
It's a flat roll, alright. That's a 13.
It's pretty good. Okay, so you walk up and you rear back, and people are like, "Oh shit, he's big. He's really gonna fucking tear the fucking door open." And then just real gentle, you just open the completely unlocked Winnebago door.
I wanna
They
point
must
out
have loosened it.
I want to point out that our gracious DM blessed us with that knowledge the moment we got here.
You get to the best adventuring party ever.
When we got here,
No, the second you guys got there.
that the door was left unlocked just for anyone to go in.
You guys are nailing this. Anyway, okay, so the door opens. When you open it, do you step inside?
mean, I'll take like a peek inside to see what's in there.
It smells
So
like
you're
grass.
you're like a really big guy.
Yeah.
You just fit in this door.
Okay. Is there
So
room
much
for
so
others?
that it might be magically enchanted to allow you to fit into it, because it certainly didn't look like you could fit in there.
Nice.
Yeah.
They just
So yeah,
go into a clown car.
you peek around the corner and it's just as shitty inside as it is outside. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's just like, it's dusty. And all the chairs are covered in deer skin, but it's not like they're made of deer skin. It's like it was a chair and someone just laid a deer skin on it, so it's not tucked in, it's not cushioned or anything like that.
Well, I feel slightly at home, so I'm just
Do you
gonna
wanna-
go ahead and sit down.
Want to roll a perception check for me real quick there?
Oh, yeah, sure. Nice. That's a 5.
Ooh, all right. Well,
Oh.
so you sit down. What's everybody else doing?
I yell inside. I just go, "Are you alive?"
Yeah, man.
Well, then I create another tiny box.
No.
Nice smelling odor to cancel out the fart odor.
All
Man, that's just
right.
for me.
I don't think that's how that works.
Freeze.
Man, you were just
So-
going through these things. Okay.
So,
Oh.
Mushu and Homar, do you guys just stand there while he sits down to create a box, or do you go in?
It takes like 2 seconds. It's like cartoony. And I'm done.
Wow.
Right, but they did just watch Weston's character walk in, so you guys didn't walk in after him. You just hung out while fucking
Did you
Logan
say-
thought bubbled his way into another device.
What did you say Stuart's name
Right.
was?
Nobody. I don't think I said my name.
He hasn't said his name yet, so don't even worry about it, bud.
Okay.
So
I was
It's you,
thinking
Dio.
something else, yeah. Anyways, let's play.
So Logan, you make another box and you send it on in.
I mean, I'm just trying to be courteous.
Alright.
I did create a fart. I would like to cancel said fart.
Okay, so it now smells of lavender.
Fart line.
Do you follow it into the Winnebago? This is the longest it's ever taken anybody to get into a cart.
I doubt it. I stepped inside, yeah.
Okay, you see the exact same thing he saw. It's kind of like, there's not windows, right? But there's like slats that you can kind of see shafts of light, kind of like the peeking through, and it's dusty. Like you can see dust particles in the air. And even with your lavender scent, it is still kind of musty in there. But I mean, there's what you see is like 4 rows of chairs that could seat 2 or 1 turtle each. Kind of going back. If you turn towards your right, you will see that there is 1 chair up front, but there's no one sitting in it.
I sit in that chair.
Okay. Roll a perception check.
I want to point out that I'm not tall, I'm just wide.
Just a thick boy. Yeah, you're only 4'11".
12.
You rolled a 12?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so when you go to walk and like sit in that front chair, you step on a piece of paper.
Ickle boom. It's a paper bomb.
Y- You hear below your foot the crunch of stepping on paper.
It's a coupon for free.
No, you just stepped on it. Not fucking toilet paper. Do you like look at it? You check it out. Okay, so it says it in like really pretty script. It says, "Hi guys. No one was able to come pick you up today, so as soon as you're all boarded, just close the door behind you."
Guys,
Oh, that sucked.
It was like that when we arrived.
That's the kind of accountability I like to see in my
That
recruit.
fork over there pissed that Windigo off, and he just kicked the shit out of the door.
I relay that information.
Do you like lean out the door because 2 of you? Well, I'm gonna include Kim. Haven't entered yet. So
I'm going to stick my head out, and while I'm trying to fix the door, I'm going to say, so apparently we just have to go inside.
Alright, I'm with it. Cool. I'm gonna hop inside. I'm a little too drunk to argue with you at this point.
Sam,
he just kind of, huh?
I got another weird question for you.
I'm very excited.
Because you know what weapon I have.
Yeah.
How is that fitting in here?
That's a really good question, Weston. You're only 4'11", right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, people... Stuart's a half-orc, like, they're tall. It fits in here. It's fine.
Okay.
Do you have it, like, strapped across your back?
I mean, that's my walking stick.
Oh, yeah, so you're fine. Yeah. You just walk in with it.
The roof is just like.
Yeah, just scratch it as it goes. Alright, Kim has given me the direction that her character is pretty excited about this whole thing. So, Kim's character just, like, super excited, just like, beep, 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 beep. Kim is a gnome, by the way.
Oh my god, there's 2 little people.
First of all,
There's fucking 2 of them.
Kim is I believe a boy, because Kim's character is a boy's name. I don't mean to gender that, but I think Kim is a small boy. So just kind of excited little gnome boy. Excitedly kind of hops on the bus and sits as far up to the front as they possibly can. Now that Logan is sitting in the driver's seat, they're like sitting right behind. Just like checking everything out. And then Stuart, do you enter the vehicle?
All the cool kids sit in the back, so that's where I go.
I like to think that you're like real noisy about it for no reason too. Like,
Let me get back. I'll have the best view of the entire bus. Everybody safe if need be. If I sit in the back, so I can see everything.
cool and good. All right, Logan, do you fix the door or do you try to enlist someone's help for?
I get the portal, and I go, can you help me fix this? And use my tinker skills and his brute force to try to shove it back to normal.
Okay. So, do you... Well, you're using Tinkerer skills. So is that like
It's intelligence plus my proficiency.
Yeah, why don't you do that with advantage because Weston is helping you.
That's better than the other.
16.
Alright, cool. So it's not new. Like, if somebody looked at this Winnebago, say, an hour ago, they would know that something had happened to it, but the door closes fine.
Good enough for me.
Nice.
But literally the second that the door closes, you can feel the Windigos take off before you've had a chance to sit down. The instant the door is all the way closed. Those fuckers.
Is it a speedy lift off?
Yeah, those motherfuckers zoom. They are part wolf for a reason. So they... Yeah. You just fly back. It's like the trams at the Atlanta airport. Just like, and now you're moving. So you hear their padded feet, and then their hooves at the same time because their front are hooves and their back are wolf kind of padded feet. Yeah. So you hear that, and then suddenly you don't, but you are still moving.
Whoa.
So what has happened is, and you can kind of tell from the little slats in the windows, you have taken off and are now flying.
Santa?
That's right.
I gotta ask, why are you saying slap?
Like, in vinyl siding, if imagine, yeah, if they had like a peek hole between the pieces of siding, that's called a slat.
I thought you were just saying slap.
Nah, that there be a slat, like in a heating vent, those little.
Damn, girl.
That would work as an insult for like a skinny woman. I can see that. I'm with that.
Okay, we're fine.
Yeah. So you can feel the whoosh of the wind suddenly get colder because you are in the sky.
Okay, I've never flown before.
I assume none of you have.
I'm like, this is amazing.
Bleh. Are you still in the half-orc slap?
Oh, yeah.
I was just thinking.
Steve's about to chug a bang and beat your ass.
No, I throw him off me because I don't want to get any bile on my tactical satchel carry everywhere.
Tactical satchel.
That you do carry everywhere. Okay, do any of you have reactions to the fact that you're in the goddamn sky?
How different is it from being on a boat?
Well, how different is it from being on a boat? A boat feels a little rocky back and forthy. You know, a boat, you have that kind of, you have the waves, the motion of the waves. When you're flying, it's like you're being pulled from your belly button forward really fast.
Well,
the
I'm
whole time.
a turtle, so I don't have a belly button.
I was an egg. Were you an egg? Are turtles eggs?
We are.
Yep.
Interesting. Anywho, so do you want? You're gonna be in the air for a minute. Do you want to have a little chatty poo?
I clean up my vomit and I just say, sorry guys, this is my first time flying. I'm pretty excited.
Y'all got any snacks?
Yeah, but, well, it's not a snack. It's Hennessy, but I mean,
You guys didn't think Matt was gonna be able to play, but
That kind of stuff has all the nutrients you need to provide.
it does.
so Kim's character, at the very second that Logan was not up front, got up front, and you can see her kind of like rummaging around up there, and you hear kind of a click sound. And what you see if you're like looking from the front is that the covering over the carriage kind of starts to peel back, and it's all glass, so you can now see out the front.
I thought this bitch
And
was about
above
to
you.
launch us out the goddamn.
You now have a sunroof.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
Isn't that whatever? I'm not gonna sit here and have Logan go. Actually.
Turtles don't have belly buttons.
Does the sunroof affect your experience at all, everyone? So you reported to go somewhere in the morning, so I would say it's probably bright and early. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just happy that we got a sunroof, so my horns aren't stuck in the ceiling anymore. Like that was a problem.
So what you guys see as you're flying, if you're paying attention, you don't have to, is that you started off flying over kind of the bulk of the city. And then as you fly, you see yourself getting like deeper and deeper into the woods, which become the mountains. And this mountain range that you see is huge. You're flying for like 20 minutes without seeing anything other than mountains.
Yeah.
And after like 20 minutes, you break out, and what you see is a complete perfect bowl shape made by the mountains. So yeah, so all all around this big circle that you can see, it's miles and miles, so, like you suddenly don't see mountains anymore, and you see forest. And in the very far distance, you can see where the mountains begin again, and they start to descend. And where you end up is this desert strip with rocky mountains kind of all around it. Kind of in the distance from what you can see a little river, but for where you are, it's desert. And they just kind of really hard thump to a landing, like.
Oof.
They land on this like desert strip. Oh, it sounds like this. It sounds like.
Alright, so just to recap, we're like enclosed in some mountains, forest.
Correct. Would you recognize the mountain range?
Yeah, would I be like, oh, that's the
Roll a history check.
shit.
Ain't nothing free in my D&D.
Oh, that's pretty good. 22.
22. That's excellent. These are the Arabant Mountains. The mountains you flew over are the Arabant Mountains. They are known to be pretty uninhabitable.
You're gonna have to spell that for your boy.
Arabant?
Yeah.
Erebent.
I should just assume it's the simplest answer.
Yeah, I'm not trying to make shit wild for you.
Appreciate that.
But yes, so there's lots of wild kind of animals, goats, and more fanciful than goats that live in these mountain range, but it's pretty much uninhabited to people except for dwarves that live under it. And even then, they don't go that far into the mountains just because there's just so much mountain. But you are familiar with the Bowl because it is actually the kingdom's most revered natural park. It's famous. Most people do not fly there. In fact, none of you have probably heard of flying before today. Most people have to take a weeks-long journey on a combination of like boat and carriage to go on a mountain pass through dwarven territory to get here.
What's the bowl called? Or this park called?
It is literally called the Bowl.
Oh, that's what I was putting down. Nice.
Yeah. Again, I'm not here to make it harder on you for no reason. But trust me, you will learn more about it. Alright, so as you kind of come to a stop, you can kind of see out the front, right in front of all of these fucking terrifying Windigos, is a tiny dwarven lady. And she is cute as a goddamn button. But she is not looking at you guys at all. She doesn't even look like she's concerned that there are people on the Winnebago. She is all about these Windigo. She's super excited to see them, and she's like walking through, petting them and stuff like that. And suddenly, these very scary Windigo that are fucking eyeless are like rolling and exposing their bellies so she can scratch them. Like, yeah, it's just her. Eventually, she remembers that there are people she's supposed to see, so she comes and she kind of opens the door and she goes, "Welcome to the Bowl. My name is Gardenia. Who are you folk?"
Go ahead and say that name one more time.
Gardenia, it's like the flower.
Oh, that's a pretty name. I like your name. Is that Mr. Gardenia?
Oh, that's super none of your business.
Damn.
Gardenia is a hill dwarf, so she's kind of gray of skin, but she has really kind of like rosy cheeks for being gray skinned. Like she looks very lively. She's got huge curly hair that kind of covers more of her than it should. Just like all past her shoulders and spilling down and stuff like that. And she's wearing a doctor's coat.
She's wearing a doctor's coat?
Yes.
Doctor, I'm pretty important too. I don't know if you've noticed my tactical.
My tactical satchel.
I'm sure that'll be very useful to you here. If you all just want to follow me, these boys need to get their food in.
Okay.
So as you step off, you actually see that a different dwarf is leading a bunch of sheep over towards the Windigo, so just go ahead and...
Oh my god!
The faster you get off the Winnebago, the better for you.
I sprint behind Gardenia.
They don't want to be fed, they want to
I stumbled out of it.
So, next to the kind of the landing strip, there's like, maybe 30 feet away, suddenly it's just like mountain, like it juts up right away. But built into the mountain is this kind of tower. It kind of looks old school fantasy, like skinny tall tower with that kind of like pointed top.
Like Rapunzel Tower.
Like Rapunzel Tower, yeah. It's got big Rapunzel vibes. And she leads you guys in there.
Sam, can I make a perception check to see if Gardenia has a wedding ring?
Fucking send it, my guy.
Do dwarves wear wedding rings?
We don't know. Can I roll a history check to see if dwarves are ready? Alright.
I guess none of you are dwarves.
Well,
Roll a perception check. I don't even know if you would even think about the fact that, like, would this other race take weddings like that?
well, I got an 8, so
Nah, you ain't see shit. Street's walking in front of you.
damn, I was trying to help out my boy.
It's really sunny.
Appreciate that. Good looking, man.
We'll get the next one.
As soon as you guys walk in the door, right in front, it's all round. Like the whole building, you can tell that you are in a tower all the way around. They didn't kind of architecture around it. So right in the center is a spiral staircase. But she's actually going to lead you past it, around it, and there's like a little, kind of like a classroom looking thing. There's like desks
Thank God, I got tiny legs.
that she kind of motions you guys to go sit at. And as soon as you sit down,
Is there a chair big enough for me?
yes, they have considered you in that. She hands you all these, which I have just put in the group chat.
Where are we? Are we in the top middle, Sam?
You are in the very top left.
Okay. And
Oh, this is pretty.
So this is a map of the park.
cool.
So she says, so you have all been assigned, as you know, to the forestry service. How specifically you'll be serving your 2 years, however, is here completely in the bowl. You'll spend both years here, working as park rangers.
Okay.
And she
Alright,
kind of
alright.
gestures to the back, and you see that there is a row of uniforms, complete with park ranger hats. They are all in khaki,
Of course they are.
and they have little forest patches on the front so that people know who you are should they see you around the park.
Sam, on a scale of 1 to 10, how fucking fly we look right now?
I'm gonna be real with you. It's kind of a fit. There's like knee-high boots.
Dude.
There's knee-high boots that come with it, and these kind of like thick belts. They're leather belts, but they have hooks on it, so clearly you can like put supplies on it as you need. Nah.
I have a question for Gardenia, actually. So, like, at the monastery, see, we pray like 5 times a day. So, like, am I gonna be permitted to like nap? I mean, like, pray a couple times, like.
I am actually the parks veterinarian. I will not be in charge of how you are scheduled. After this orientation, we will send you down to Howerton, and he can kind of handle that nonsense.
Howerton. I don't like that name. All right, cool. Thank you.
Is it because it's a man?
It's not like Mr. Hightower, and I'm not a big Steve Harvey guy.
I get it. I've always been more of a Martin Lawrence myself. Anyway. But yeah, so once you guys have been given your uniforms, each uniform has been tailored to you in advance.
I really
So-
don't know how this fits on me.
So for you, Weston,
Is it just pants and a hat?
you have pants, a hat, and a poncho.
Oh, fuck yeah!
The poncho is kind of legit, if I'm being honest with you.
Is it
It's
is it like fucking Dirty Harry style poncho or like?
yeah, there's mountain sheep here, right? Like big sturdy mountain sheep, so it's weaved from their fucking.
Thinking of the man with no name, actually.
Thank God we have Logan here.
This man watching movies.
But yeah, so your poncho is actually kind of dope as fuck. It's got like kind of natural purple and blue and green kind of weaved into it. It looks dope as fuck.
Okay, that was gonna be my second question. Is what was the color palette of these uniforms?
Yeah, so the color palette is all, you're supposed to blend in for the most part. So it's all kind of khakis and green. It's mostly khaki. Like they're khaki pants.
We're in boot camp.
I lean over and I look over at the portal and I just give him a thumbs up like, looking good.
Okay, but imagine him in his little mounty hat.
I would imagine that this hardly fits on me.
Yeah, it kind of just balances on top. It's beautiful. It does have a chin strap should you feel it, but you don't have to wear
Oh, I for sure
I'm about to just
strap up.
I'm about to just have that thing like strapped around my neck and like hanging off the back of my shell like an old lady's gardening hat.
Oh, that's actually kind of dope. That's a good look.
My brain went like samurai, but I like that yours went old lady's gardening hat.
Okay, so anywho, Nanny. All I really have to do here is give you guys your uniforms. I'm going to give you a canoe that will get you down to Howerton. It's a straight shot, and there will actually be a dam, so you can't go past him or anything like that. Do not get out of the canoe. You may have seen my Windigo. That is like the least dangerous thing that's in this part of the park. So maybe just stay in the canoe. I'm a veterinarian, not a doctor.
Are the canoes magic too?
I mean, in the sense that they float on water, yeah, it's the magistry of carpentry.
Awesome.
I'm with it.
Can a veterinarian work on a turtle?
That's a good
Yes.
question.
A veterinarian could technically work on a human. Like, a lot of your shit's the same.
I can work on a human. Doesn't mean I'd be good at it.
Ooh, ooh.
There's just probably some specialization issues. I think she would be better suited to handle like wounds than like turtle cancer, you know?
Well, I mean, like turtle though. Like you still, I mean, that's the same thing as a regular turtle. She got it because of the thing.
So we got racism now. Is that what we got? We can hear
I mean,
fucking
he's
Asian.
not
No, I
wrong.
mean, what? No, I'm just gonna meditate, man. I'm sorry.
You say the same thing as a turtle. I just work here. Anyway.
He's not that.
So anyway, so it's my job just to give you your uniforms, give you your canoe, and then break down the map for you real quick because Howard tends to lie to people. Anyhow.
Okay.
Okay.
Critical information.
The route that your canoe will take will lead you down the first section of what is called the path. If you look at your map, you'll see the river has an entrance and exit from the park. The walkway next to it, as well as the river itself, are both referred to as the path. We cool?
Cool.
Super.
Alright. There are entry posts, obviously right here by the airstrip, and you can kind of, if you were paying attention as you walking in, well no, because you're too far away, so never mind, fuck you. There is a water entrance to the park, right there near the airstrip, and then at the very bottom right of your map, you'll see another little taggy do. I would love to have put titles on these, but I would have had to pay to do it, so.
Imagine
Yeah.
having Photoshop.
I know. So there you go. You have your two park entrances, as well as scattered throughout the park. You are going to have outposts that are normally either completely unmanned or manned by one person, depending on what part of the season it is. That's only to help if people get like lost in the park or if they need to take care of the flora and fauna of the park itself. You guys will probably have to stop at these on a regular schedule to maintain them, but that's about it. If you look in the desert region kind of of the park, right there in the middle you'll see kind of a big building and a mountain. You with me? That is Outpost 1. That's kind of one of the two hubs of the park. Outpost 1 is gonna have a full staff all the time. There's actually a little cafeteria there, so if you guys wanted to stop and snack up at some point during your work schedule, you could do that. And then down at the right again, the second dot up from that exit to the park, it's kind of close to the mountains, is an actual village. That is a fully functioning village and ski chalet that is there full year. And that's where most of our tourists are aiming to go to. There's a campground there that they can camp at. Cool. You're gonna meet Howerton down there at that first connection where the river meets. Your dog?
Alright, see.
Okay,
Nice
so yeah,
place for you.
so the park in total is split into 3 zones. There's High Marsh, that is the kind of jungle zone of the park. It's from on your maps, you'll see that it's actually just a bunch of different islands. There is actually an active volcano under the park, which gives us the benefit of having quite a wide variety of biomes here. So you'll notice when you landed in kind of a desert area. High Marsh is going to be very tropical in environment and temperature, and you should bear that in mind as you progress. The area we're in now is called Deepstone. As long as you are in the desert, you are in Deepstone. There is very little life out here, but what is out here is rough, tough, and tumble. So you should probably not come out here unless you actually have to. And then the path area also includes the evergreen forest area that the main town is in. All right, I've talked more than I've talked this month, so goodbye. And she just kind of
Bye.
points.
Bye,
Bye,
lady.
Gardenia.
Oh,
She's
okay.
Don't worry about her, fellas. She didn't even thank us for her service.
God
All right, so as you step out of the building, you can see there's like right in front of the building, there's a little waterway. It's just wide enough to fit the canoe on, but as you kind of look down it, it spreads and goes out and actually connects to the river.
damn. It's like a go-kart track.
Kind of.
I sit at the front of the canoe.
So you just go ahead and hop in the canoe.
Oh, for show.
I'm assuming I'm gonna have to take my own.
No, again, the canoe has you in mind. So right at the middle of the canoe is where it's at its widest, and it'll fit you right there.
Convenience.
You cannot sit at either end of the canoe, but you can sit in the middle.
This is a tourist trap,
It's like
man. They prepare for some fucking fat.
That's
people,
what it's
so-
like a fat guy on a roller
Good.
coaster. You gotta
Yeah.
put him in the center.
Kim's gnome looks a little disappointed that Logan hopped right in the front, so thinking on her feet, she jumps way to the very back. So you've got a gnome in the front and a gnome in the back.
Gnome in the back.
You know what I'm saying? And what are Stuart and Gabe doing?
I'm gonna hop in the middle. Yeah, I'm gonna just chill in the middle. I'm good.
Are you in front of or behind the turtle?
I'm in front of the turtle.
Okay, and then Stuart, so are you behind the turtle then?
All the cool kids sit in the back.
Okay, cool. So
I mean,
you
it's a
guys
canoe.
have
We
not
turn. There's no back anymore. I mean,
you guys have not spoken or introduced yourselves to each other. I just want to say that. No pressure, follow your heart. But anyway, so if you can see there's like a little kickoff that'll get the canoe rolling.
Sounds like day one of BMT.
Don't even look at each other.
I make one last magical tinker, and I create a little voice box that goes, "I am Oswald," and then as soon as that happens, you hear clap, 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 clap. Yay! Clap, 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 clap.
That's adorable.
What are your guys' names?
Hey, my name is Mushu.
Speak up at once.
Okay. I said my name is Mushu. I don't really got much to say.
I'm gonna just like put a hand on his shoulder and be like, "That was nice."
Kim's character, and it's like kind of a peppy and voice like, "I'm Jacob. I'm not. I am Sam Davis and a woman, so I can't make a boy voice. So just live with it.
Sup, bro?
What's up, bro?
I'm Jacob, and I'm super excited to meet you guys and go on this adventure and grow as friends.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
My name and
Nerd.
I am Homar. Just follow my lead if ever you're confused about how to do something. I'm training for this for years. I've played Call of Warzone in my yard, all 7 of them, for years. I'm ready for it. So,
I just want people to know what I have for my notes for Stuart. Stuart, Homar, half orc, all caps, crisp. That's all I need.
Actually, since Kim's character is sitting at the back of the canoe, she'll kind of just kick off. And the canoe just kind of, the current is fast enough that the canoe pushes itself down. And pretty quickly, it kind of spreads out into the full length of the river, and you guys are just a-rolling.
All right.
which point on the map are we at exactly? We're at that midpoint where the river meets.
Yeah, at the top left, where the
Yes.
river
Oh,
met
yeah.
mountains. Yeah, you're hopping in there, and you're just kind of going down. Past
Alright.
the river. You are going to stop where the river starts to split there. There's a little outpost right there.
Cool.
Hey, I want to holler at Tinkerboy real quick. I want to ask you a question.
Tinker boy.
So I got this idea.
Well, my name's
Check it out,
Oswald,
bro.
So, but sure, what's up?
Alright. Ozzy, I got you. So I have an idea, right? Check this out. So what if we could make this boat go like faster or some junk, you know? Like we had like a fan on the back or something.
Let me see.
Like the
I
way
can
this
do.
horned one thing.
How fast do we move? Oh, is this like shit? What's that ride at Disney World?
It's a small world?
Not a, yeah. Is it like it's a small world speed? Like we're just kind of slowly going along?
You're not. No, you're not going that slow. You're not going Splash Mountain fast. I would say you're right in the middle of those two. The wind is gently lifting your hair. For those of you that have hair, that's the kind of speed we're talking about.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad.
Well, at this particular moment, the best I can do is shoot some fire out, but that's not really how, physics works.
I don't know what physics is. I don't know what that means, but I heard fire, so that's got to be good, though, right?
I for sure want to show off.
Weston, roll a perception check.
Oh, fuck.
I blast a firebolt at the back of the boat.
Perception.
That's fantastic. Go ahead, Weston, with that perception check.
Give me a
That's
sec.
not how this works.
That's a nat 20.
It's a nat 20.
Interesting. So, right before he decides to blast that fire off, Weston, you feel underneath you, like where your feet are, you feel it bump into something that moves away from your feet rather than your feet moving away from it.
Wait, what?
Like something under the boat?
Correct. You feel something slide past you under the boat.
I'm
And just
going
kinda
to,
nudge the boat.
because I'm assuming I still have my fancy walking stick with me.
You sure do.
I want to kind of like look around. Can I see like anything in the water while they're kind of messing around?
Blasting firebolts in the air like, yeah!
It does increase your speed a little bit, Logan. You guys are going like 2 miles an hour faster. But because you're at the front of the boat shooting fireballs at the back of the boat, roll just like a straight d20 for me real quick.
Oh, God.
I would purposely make sure.
Nah, that's not how it works. You didn't say it in advance.
That's a 16.
You're 16. Okay, you're cool. You do just like by an eyelash not hit Kim with your fireball.
I just say sorry.
Okay, any hootenanny, but what you are doing is making a lot of noise. So,
Was I able to
Hold on.
see anything in the water?
yes. Do you want to? Well, you did a really good perception check. So what you can see is a dark shape in the water. The water isn't crystal clear right here. There's a lot of deposits because it's right next to this desert region, so it's kind of sandy water. But you can kind of see a darker part. And what you can see is that darker shape is pretty wide. It's about as wide as you if you were laying height-wise, It's like
Yeah.
4'11" wide. And it is starting to kind of circle the boat.
How deep is the river?
You don't know.
But no, is it like deep? Like we can tell, like obviously if we got in it, we would be swimming? Or is
Right,
it like...
you would be swimming.
Okay, cool.
It is the Mississippi.
Gotcha.
Oh,
We've all been there.
So I want to...
I'm sorry, do you know that it's a famous river, Logan?
I do.
Thank you.
I want to keep, I might as well just quit calling it a walking stick, just because anybody who sees it knows what it is. I was just gonna hold my halberd, and with the with the handle end, kind of like in the water, just barely, just so if anything comes up, I can kind of use it to push away.
Okay.
Nudge.
Yeah.
After a second or two, the thing looping in your boat in the water does kind of brush a little gently against your halberd.
I wanna just give it a very little baby like nudge away as I look at it. It's like.
So you're not trying to injure it. You're just trying to kind of guide it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. It barely registers that you've done anything. It is still doing what it's doing.
So obviously, this is some sort of what I would expect to be a fish. Do I know of anything size-wise that this possibly could be?
That's not really like a history check. It's like you're a fisherman boy check. I'm gonna call it a history check. Roll a history check on that.
I mean, it could just be
It'll be
nature.
nature.
Nature, that's the one. You guys heard of nature. Roll a nature check.
Huh? Oh, it's a flat roll.
Sick.
You help us
That's a
hurt
6.
Weston.
That's a 6.
You rolled a 6? Sure does look like a big fish.
I'm good at reeling them in. I don't know the name of it. I just know the sound it makes when it hits my stomach.
Have any of us noticed this, or am I too busy being a jack? I am.
No, there's no reason that any of you would notice it really. Like, you're shooting fireballs. Fucking
Everyone's just like,
Kim is trying not to die from the fireballs that you're shooting. I
think
have to
I'd be
assume-
shooting it in the air so I don't murder someone.
Because there are fireballs, I have to assume that it's the best day of Stuart's life.
I've lived through this.
And Mushu is drunk. So there's no logical reason that unless Weston says, "Hey, look at this," there's no reason that none of you would like notice it, you know?
there's no cause for alarm yet. It's okay. Let them have their fun. I'm gonna let them be at peace.
As you travel, the river gets wider and wider. And roll a second perception check for me.
Me?
Mhm.
I keep forgetting what my perception bonuses.
Oh.
21.
Perfect. So you notice that there are 2 more of the exact same size that approach.
I'm going to kind of take the halberd out of the water and just ever so gently like reach up and over Mushu and nudge Oswald like on the shoulder, like a tap, like a finger tap. But I can't
By the
reach
way,
him, so I'm using
has
the halberd.
Oswald been firing fireballs this whole time? Like, are you just kind of having a 4th of July festival up there?
I'm assuming this is, this D&D, this is taking like 5 seconds. So I'm
Right.
just sitting there like being a real jackass about it.
Okay, so yeah.
I'm super excited that someone's like, yo, can you do some stuff?
How are Mushu and Homar responding to the fireballs?
Sorry.
Well, I think it's pretty cool. I'm just watching.
Just kind of chilling out, just like leaned back against the boat.
Yeah, like, dude, shoot some more fireballs. This is cool. This is dope. What's physics?
What's
I am
physics?
looking on with awe, but silently realizing, yeah, I'm in my head.
Yeah, what?
That's adorable. It's slightly realizing that it's over his head.
Oh.
Yeah, and then I'm over my head.
Yeah.
Effort.
Okay, perfect. So Weston, you nudge Logan.
Who is Logan?
You nudge Oswald with a halberd for some reason.
With the hilt of it, the bottom, not the pokey part.
I imagine a gentle tap, me being a little boy, is still like, ow!
And he is a fucking turtle, like he's pretty strong.
Yeah.
Do you wanna just? I mean, you're having fun, but like, can we just stop for like a quick second?
Sure. Is there any particular? Do you not like fire?
I
I can do other stuff too.
It doesn't bother me, but it might be bothering those things, and I'm gonna point into the shadows in the water.
Logan, roll a perception check.
Oh, these have been going great for me so far. 10.
Okay, with a 10, you barely see anything. It's not enough that you think that Weston is crazy, but you cannot see this to the extent that he can see it. Like, it's like a pretty sandy river.
But I do notice like a shape, right?
Yeah, like you can tell there's movement in the water aside from the current itself, but that's it.
Can I see how thick they are?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I can't?
Not with a flat tip.
So to me it just...
How many C's we talking?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, that's nothing.
I'm going to instantly go back into my guiding stance of pushing these things away.
So, are you pushing harder at this point?
No, but enough for them to like, kind of like a diver, and like when a shark comes up, he just kind of taps him on the nose to get him to swim away. You know, like I'm respecting them, but I'm hoping they're going away.
Got Gotcha. Okay. Just 1 second. I'm just rolling dice for no reason.
And we all
Oh.
die.
Noted. Okay, so what happens next is that first one that you saw starts to get a little annoyed at your nudges and just nudges the boat back. At this point, I would say everybody but Mushu notices something.
Everyone just turns
I
around
mean,
and
I
looks at
would.
me.
Mushu, you on the drank, so
I just think it's the spins.
you just think it's the boat rocking, like boats rock.
Whoa! All right, that must be physics.
Okay, at this point, I stopped launching.
I let out a shrill, high-pitched scream, and then instantly look at Oswald and be like, "Oh, don't worry, it's not that big of a deal."
It's great that you did that high-pitched scream, Stuart, because if you guys could just quickly roll initiative for me.
Fuck!
Oh no.
Help. Help. I have a
Oh, wow, that's
20
pretty awesome.
initiative. Let's go.
Oh, I got a roll for Kim, too.
I've never had -2 initiative before, so
Oh my god! -2?
I have -1, but I've never had a negative animal.
I've had a negative initiative before, actually. Alright, Weston, what'd you get?
I got a 3.
Oh, God.
I
Stuart,
still rolled higher than Weston. I got an 8.
Gabe,
9.
and Logan.
19.
Okay, Logan, you are gonna go first.
Now, do I see big beefy boys in this?
Yes, at this point, they're high enough in the water in order for them to, like, buck the boat, that you can now see 3 shapes that are about 5 feet across, and they're, like... Alright, y'all, these are giant mutated manta rays. They shape like giant mutated manta rays.
I'm gonna get revenge for my boy, Steve Irwin.
Oh no.
Fantasy Steve Irwin.
Fantasy Steve, you probably found it, you goddamn mark.
You walk by a tree that's, like, carved into it.
Dwarven Steve Irwin.
It was him and Fantasy Teddy Roosevelt.
Steve Dwarven.
Steve Irwin.
Oh no.
That's pretty good. Can I just hold my... These things haven't, like, actually actively attacked us. They're probably just pissed or being a dick.
Right.
So, like, can I hold the fireball until I see them do something violent?
Yeah, you know that the holding it is for just one full
Yeah.
round, right? Okay, cool, cool, cool.
Understand they're in water, right?
Logan, he's the special sweet boy.
Bro, they're at the surface of the water. If I throw a thing of fire at something, it gonna hurt.
Don't even worry about it because one of the manta rays has initiative next. So, what he gonna do is just very on purpose run into the side of your boat and try and tip it over.
Okay, I'm gonna launch a fireball at it.
There's a... Well, do we have to... Is
Yeah.
It,
Attack.
You're gonna have to roll a reaction to try and keep the boat straight.
y'all might learn something about turtles today.
They can swim.
Oh no.
They can't.
You can't swim.
No.
It's too heavy!
What?
I can hold my breath for an hour, though.
Oh, you're fine.
But I'm gonna
You
go
good,
right to the bottom.
Okay.
So,
So-
what do you want us to do?
Everybody is just gonna roll a strength check for me.
Oh, I'm fucking
Super
Gucci.
duper.
This is where I
Pretty
threat.
duty.
18.
9.
13.
Eight- 19.
Okay. Who rolled with the 18?
Me.
You? Okay.
Stop.
So everybody failed except for Weston and Stewart. So the boat tips pretty good, but you two big beefy boys, which actually that works out because you are the 2 beefiest boys, just right at the last second keep it from kind of tipping completely over, but water does slosh into the boat.
Can I launch my fireball?
Sure. Stewart?
Stewart.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Ooh,
Did
that's
it.
pretty good. 18.
18. Okay. It's just kind of a weird situation because they are in the water. You know what I mean?
Are they like below the surface of the water?
Well, I want to help you out because you rolled an 18. That's pretty good. So I would argue that since you are holding your action, as the manta ray goes to hit the boat, you're aiming for the bit of the like fin.
Okay.
You know, like with an 18.
Yeah.
Maybe roll again with like as a disadvantage kind of thing.
Still good. 17.
All right, yeah, you're cool. You hit it.
Sick.
10
points.
Hell yeah,
baby.
man. I was about to laugh and be like, haha, that's a 0. And then I remembered that there's no 0 in it.
So 10 points of fire damage.
Okay, and that was turn 2.
And then I turn to Lucio and go, that's business. And then I turn to Lucio
Oh,
and
shit.
that's business.
I'm just the
This is
freak now.
dope. This is cool.
Alright, cool. It's Kim's turn next, but I'm not gonna try and make too many choices for Kim. I know that I think she has a hand axe. Let me double check on here.
Sam, it seems like a weird time to tell us Kim's characters and her backstory.
Right, okay. So Kim does have a dagger on her, so I'm just gonna have Kim try and like stab it. Which she don't succeed in doing anyway. So it's Kim's turn anyway. What you'll see then is from the front of the boat, the other ray comes, and doesn't do a super good job. The other ray comes and nudges it from the front of the boat, but so it kind of lifts its body up on the front towards you, Logan. And it's gonna try and snap at you.
Oh yeah, they are mutated. And I was like, what the fuck does she mean snap?
Oh yeah, okay, so this is cool, right? Okay. So as it kind of like lifts its little manta ray, but you know how manta rays can kind of like chest butterflies swim up and kind of do that thing? What you see is where there should just be cute little manta ray gums is like alligator style teeth.
Cool.
Yeah, it's dope as fuck, and they're like green instead of blue. They're really cool. They're essentially manta rays and alligators if they had a baby.
Mantigators.
They're mantigators.
Gator Ray.
Gator.
Gator Ray Bill.
They're fucking huge. Its mouth is the width of the canoe.
Oh! Whoa!
Oh,
That can
what?
suck your boy. Oh.
Yeah, it's not. But it's not trying to bite the canoe because it's a manta ray and it's not
Too
very
small
smart.
for
It's
these
just trying to
cannons,
bite
though.
you, Logan. And it rolled a 12 to bite you.
That is not it.
Cool. So it just kind of snaps at you.
I give him that one step.
All right, Mushu, it is your turn next.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna ready my quarterstaff and just wait. I'm gonna wait for the right time to smack him in the face. I'm gonna do it.
Okay. All right, and then Stuart, it's your turn.
Yes, I'm reading through my possibilities here.
So anyway, how's everyone's day?
Pretty great.
Good, I'm happy to be playing D&D.
Oh my god. It's great to be a player. I miss Sam being
I'm
the DM.
feeling.
All right, I'm gonna throw. So they're not like actively like out of the water attacking us right now,
No,
right?
they are aquatic creatures.
Yes. I have some javelins I can hurl, and I'm going. So I'm gonna throw some at the dark shapes that I see.
Okay, you gonna roll with disadvantage because you throw it into the water, but go for it.
Okie dokie. I'm gonna say right now, I did not get it. I rolled a
You did
Yeah.
not succeed. So I mean they are nudging the boat, so like the boat's rocking back and forth, and you're trying to steady a javelin, and let's be honest, you're a little bit of a pussy. And you kind of toss it, and it just whoosh right goes past. Okay, so it is manta ray number 1. That's the one that Weston. That's the first one that kind of came up after you guys. So he's kind of towards the center of the boat. So he is gonna try and do the exact same thing Logan's manta ray did, but at you. Oh, he done failed. I'm gonna tell you right away. He did not succeed. So you again, you see the same thing. You see a manta ray kind of toss its body up against the side of the boat and show its gator-style teeth, but it just kind of sloops right back into the water. And then... Weston.
Yeah. I mean, are there any that are like... Okay, so that one like just came up but like missed, right?
Mhm.
Once again with the hilt end, not with the pointy end of my halberd, I'm just gonna give it a really aggressive like push away this time because I mean, like, I don't want to kill it. Because,
Okay.
like, I feel like it's our job here.
Park ranger.
So,
Yep.
I just want to, like, really give him a nudge away. Maybe if I, like, can I like, try to poke him in the eye? Not aggressively to where I, like, jab his eye out, but, like, enough to where
Okay.
he's like, oh, fuck, okay, no, alright, bye.
Roll with disadvantage.
Oh, God. Is that at least a strength with it?
Nope. Let's just roll to hit.
Like the regular.
What?
Yeah.
Like the regular.
Okay, yeah, so 6. Yeah,
Did
6.
you roll a nat 1?
No.
Oh.
Speed 8, right? It is +5.
Oh, with the help, yeah. Okay, 8, my bad, sorry.
Boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
good.
Either way, you do not succeed in this. But because the manta ray just went for you, the manta ray sees you trying to do it, but you don't actually hit
Oh, these things are big brain.
Great. I'm so happy about that.
it. It hops back to Logan now. How does yours go? All the while, the boat is still going. You are still going downriver.
I'm once again going to hold my action until someone tries to test it.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah!
Yeah!
Woo! Hi!
Ladies and gentlemen, flashback. We're at the fucking... We're all starting our mornings, not knowing what will happen with our day. Assuming we're going off to be adorable forestry something. Kim
Unpacking a
drags the
box.
body. What are you doing?
Well, you never confirmed whether or not I could be on the ship, so I'm assuming I was on the ship coming in. And,
Okay, but like, what is the sound behind you? It does sound like you're dragging a body.
oh, I'm walking across the street. Get home.
Oh, okay.
Is your mic between your legs right now? Like, oh, like,
No, but it is in my shirt, so.
oh, that makes. I was about to say it just sounds like fabric right now.
Sorry. I was hiding my headphones so nobody knew I was playing D&D at work. Or-
And Logan, that's what
or
Sprinkle
creeping on
hears
people.
all the time. The fucking weasel. Jester's weasel lives in her shirt. So 24 hours a day, it just hears.
Jesus Christ, what did you make? Oh,
I don't think he's talking to us.
sorry, no.
Technically, it's enchilada soup out cream cheese because the cream cheese we had.
He
Alright,
made
so
it
anyway.
you guys.
What?
So Kim.
That's not.
Oh, yep.
You go ahead.
I'm not. He's talking to Will.
You go ahead. Holy.
Okay, so Kim, what you need to do this morning is get your way to slot C4 at a port. You are actually on land right now.
Oh, okay. So,
So
probably
did
just
you
took a
hear
carriage.
us earlier as we were setting up?
Are we retconning
Yeah.
that Kim is no longer in the boat with us?
No, she is.
No.
This is a flashback.
Oh.
Yeah, I heard most of it, except I know nothing about Stuart because he's super quiet.
Yeah.
I can't hear
No.
It's because he's. Is he just using his phone's mic?
Yes.
Yes, I have no other choice.
Next session, he'll be on his real ship, but right now he's just gonna be on his phone.
I have no other choice.
So Kimbo, you show up to a port in the morning, and as you're kind of walking around trying to find out where you're supposed to be going, you end up going down like the back alley and finding that airstrip with the Winnebago. Did you hear all that part?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so how did you start your day? How did you get to port that morning?
I probably rode in on a carriage. Like, was it Logan?
Oswald.
So, sorry, Oswald. I haven't been able to take notes. So I probably rode in, looking out the window, happy
Okay.
because I'm finally out of the library.
Okay, so you're library boy.
Yeah, I'm just like a normal looking gnome. I'm 3'5", brown hair, lighter skin.
Okay.
Blue
And
eyes.
your name is Jacob, so I assume that you are a boy.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
When I found out everyone else was being boys, I had a brief moment where I was like, oh no, I could just be a girl. And then you're like, her name is Jacob, and I'm like, I cannot be a girl.
Hey, you can be a girl named Jacob. Don't let anybody hold you down.
But yes, I am a boy. I guess it doesn't matter what I'm wearing or anything like that, because we have uniforms.
Yep, because you end up in your cute little Scouts uniform anyway.
I mean,
so,
hell yeah.
yeah. So how do you feel about being assigned forester? You're super excited about it just because you just don't want to be in a library?
A scout.
Yeah, I mean, and I've spent most of my life looking through all the adventure books and, you know, reading about all the other things people have had, and I want that too, you know?
What was your reaction to seeing the Windigos?
I'd probably be more curious than anything. Definitely stay away from them because I assume I know what they are. But it'd be really cool to see them in person.
Yeah. I would say with your book learnedness, it makes sense to me that you would know what a Windigo is, so that. And then, so right now I have, do you know where you are right now? You're in the canoe?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So it is, Logan, is it your turn right now?
Is it?
Or did
No,
you just,
I
no,
held my action
you held your action. So Kim, you are sitting in the back of a canoe. In front of you is Stuart's half-work Homar. In front of him is Weston. In front of him is Gabe's tiefling Mushu, and then in front of him is Logan, and you are being attacked by the three man.
Like,
Sorry,
yeah.
Oswald!
How come everybody got their characters' names except Logan and I?
Because you're my children. Except for Oswald, and I'm just gonna call you Dopey again.
Stop.
So, Doppy.
I'm just gonna call you Dopey again.
Asshole.
I wrote the phonetic pronunciation of it next to your name. Doppy. Doppy the turtle. Okay, so in that case, Logan's holding an action, so it is Ray 2's turn. Ray 2. Ray 2 does not succeed in doing anything. So actually, Kim, it is your turn.
Shit, skit. Okay, how close are they to us now? Are they still, like, over us in the boat?
Yeah, well, under you, rather. But yeah, they're all... Ray 2 is right behind you, actually, Kim. Ray 1 is underneath Weston, and then Ray 3 is at the nose of the boat with Oswald.
Okay, so they're in the water, they're not above the water at all.
They're not above the water, they're in the water.
Okay,
super close to the surface, like, but there.
Okay, so my little arms could reach if I tried to just stab him with my dagger again?
That is what I had you do the first time, yeah.
Yeah, I was listening.
I didn't know how much you caught, you were walking from your car. Okay, yeah.
I was not walking from my car, I was walking from my work.
Okay, so you're gonna try and stab him.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stab him again.
Okay, cool.
That's 13 plus 5, 18.
Yeah, totally, you succeed.
It's gonna be 4 points of damage.
Okay. Neato. So yeah, so you actually managed to like put your hand out in the water and you slice down the fin of the manta ray that's right by you. And it kind of looks like, excuse me? It's offended. And actually, it's Ray 3's turn next. Ray 3 is the one up by Logan. So he moves towards you in any way, and you go ahead and let loose that fireball.
As soon as I see the manta ray, I'll blast it.
Alright, cool. So, roll that bad boy.
So Danny DeVito from anime, I just started blasting. 16.
Yeah, you did.
So 4 points of fire demo.
Okay, noted. So what it was going to do was kind of rear up towards the water towards you. And at that, you actually just kind of piss it off. So it goes to bite you, and it's gonna roll a 17 to hit.
But just
Sorry, Mike. Okay. So it is gonna do 6 damage.
oh my god.
So you put your hands out to like fireball, and it just like chomps into your arm.
Ooh.
Oh, this thing is big enough to swallow the boat long ways, and it just bit a gnome's arm.
Sorry. Okay, Gabe, it's your turn.
Hey, Ozzy just got his arm bit, right?
Yeah.
No. Oswald did.
He said Ozzy.
He said Ozzy. It took me a second too.
That nickname action.
All right, I'm gonna help him out. Yeah, that's my physics boy. He got a nickname already. All right, I'm gonna help out Ozzy. So I see this thing like its eyes like right in my line of sight. Probably, I hope, maybe. I'm drunk, so I'm gonna just hit it with my quarterstaff like right in the eye. Can I do that?
Yep, you're gonna roll with disadvantage because you are going around Logan and hitting him.
Ah, yeesh.
I'm pretty tiny
Come on,
though.
man. Hey man, I tried to help you.
Boat.
I'm
You're
sorry.
gonna tell me this man drunk in a moving boat is gonna swing a quarterstaff around you and hit an aquatic animal.
He's used to swaying. He's a drunk.
That is true. I'm a monk too. Like we train drunk, so I mean I'm used to this. This is normal.
Roll with disadvantage.
I tried to help you, but it ain't do much. 6.
What'd you get?
That's 6.
Oh, if you would roll less than a 5, I was gonna have you hit Logan. That's...
Oh, whew, thank goodness.
You're good. Okay, Stuart, it's your turn.
What do you think about it?
You know you got the whole turn cycle.
I mean, yeah.
Stacking dice.
There's the-
I intentionally, he has a dice bot on his phone, so what he's actually doing is just like redditing.
Well, I know, because every time he gets a text
I
message,
know,
I
I
can hear it
feel-
vibrate.
I want to throw another.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not on. Oh, this is vibrate. It's never on. I'm gonna try to throw another javelin and hope that I have 4 more, and hope that I roll better than last time. I did.
Wasted.
That's another whiff.
Okay, so yeah, so same thing. You see everybody else and they're kind of getting their footing and they're hitting the manta ray and you're like, cool, like, I don't have this. And you just whoosh right past them.
My primitive hunting experience. Damn.
Alright,
I
it
wanna,
is.
I wanna turn around and be like, you know, you don't have to like let go of those, right? If you don't let go of them, it's just called a stab.
Alright, it is Ray number 1's turn. That is the one by you, Kim. Oh, it. So, okay, super fun. It rolled a nat 1. So, what this manta ray does is it goes to bite at you, Kim, so it like picks up its body out of the water to bite at you, and misses
bites
you,
itself?
but in the miss, its teeth close around the one by Weston.
Oh, yes.
And I'm gonna have it do 5 points of damage to that one.
You're welcome.
Nice. Save. Weston, it's your turn.
My turn.
Toppy.
So I have 2 of them near me now, yeah?
Yeah, kind of, because Kim's landed quite nice. Like, the first one that was near you is still the closest to you, but Kim's is right behind it.
Oh god, I don't want to kill it though. Ah, no. I'm gonna try to. The one that just got bit. So the one that was underneath me. I guess I'm just gonna take the halberd, pointy side down, and just sink it straight down into it.
Okay. You do not need to roll a disadvantage, because I'm assuming in the instant it's like next to you, so just go ahead and roll the hit.
That's a 15 to hit.
You gonna hit it.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's 12 points of damage.
Yeah, you killed that manta ray.
Oh no!
What you do is you try to stab down and just hit one of its fins, but because Kim's manta ray has just come in and bit it, it turns at the last second, you stab it in the head.
Oh no!
And you do in fact kill Manta Ray 2.
I'm gonna get in so much trouble.
We ain't even met our boss yet.
No.
Sorry, but it is your turn, Logan.
Okay, new plan. If I were to like move to the center of the boat, they wouldn't get attacked of opportunity like in the water, right?
Yes, but you have forgotten something. You are in a canoe. You cannot move to the center of the boat, especially considering Weston is the width of the boat.
Hold on. So, for seat placement, it's me, it's Mushu, and then it's Weston.
Right.
Dude, just lay down.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I could probably fit through Mushu's legs, right?
Yeah, sure. You could like duck. Like if all of you wanted to lay down, everybody but Weston probably could feasibly like duck down.
I want to like ninja slide, like Angus Young slide through his legs, and then I want to build one more little magical object, and I want to make an ear-piercing scream, and then chuck it in the water.
Okay. So you on a moving boat that is actively being jostled by manta ray want to slide under the legs of the drunk person behind you.
Okay, I want to
Then build a small machine.
Dude, I can do it as an action. It's when I say build, it's flavor. It's more like I can infuse a tiny object with a magical property. It's more like bing.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna have you do. I'm gonna have you roll an acrobatics and then an intelligence, and if you pass both of them, I will let you do it.
Acrobatics, 12.
Okay.
And 18. Plus
Mushu, roll a wisdom check.
Yeah.
It's in the boat!
No, I'm gonna let you do it. I just want to know how funny it's gonna be.
16.
16. Okay, so you kind of get the idea of what he's doing.
I feel it. Oh yeah, I'm with you, man.
After being tested by God, I want to toss my screaming box into the water.
Okay. So I'm gonna do. Okay, so the ray physically closest to you guys now, because you're in the middle, it would be the ray that was from Kim's side, does in fact fuck off. But the one at the front was far enough away that it didn't like piss it off to the point of leaving, it just pissed it off.
Okay, and for my last bit, I'm going to duck and curl into a ball.
I'm gonna disengage, I believe is the D&D term.
I think it's actually cower.
Alright, Kimbo Slice, it is your turn, however you are really far away from Manta Ray.
Okay.
She said, fuck this.
Oh, I bet she muted herself. I bet she was trying to figure out how to unmute.
Switch from phone to computer.
Maybe, I don't know.
Okay, so since Kim can't really do anything where she is anyway, I'm gonna skip her turn. Which makes it... Oh, Kim just texted me, I fucked up, all caps. What's up,
I'm back. I went to hit unmute and I hit close instead.
Called it.
Did you hear that last part? It is your turn.
Yeah.
You're not too far away from any manta ray at this point.
Can I see them?
Well, there's only one left, I think.
Yeah, there's one left, and it's at the nose of the canoe, so not really.
Does it seem to still be attacking?
For sure, yeah.
Okay,
You'd have to move somehow.
could I get around Weston?
No.
Alright, well then I'm
You could get around Stewart and like lean
No.
around Weston. You could try that.
That sounds like a real bad idea, because if the boat
does.
rocks...
It's
Mhm.
Davis Jr. and West Bro are in his fantasy right now.
I am going to,
So it's weird. It was actually Stewart Davis
hold
Sr. I was
my
talking.
dagger and wait.
Okay, cool. You're gonna hold action. Okay, so it is Logan's Ray's turn.
Oh, Mana Ray. I was like, I just...
It misses anyway, but for fun of game, what it does is since it saw Oswald duck down, it tries to like swoop around and nudge the boat, guessing where Oswald is. It really doesn't like Oswald specifically.
No.
I wonder why.
It does not succeed in hurting the boat in any way, it just jostles twice. And that makes it Gabe's turn again.
Alright. Wait, am I in a position to see any of these boys? Do I
Yeah,
kinda
wait, because it's moved, you can see it.
Alright, cool.
It is now to your left instead of the right.
Well, I got these darts in my hand. I got some darts in my bag.
Oh yeah, you can roll with disadvantage if you try and throw a dart at Mana Ray.
That's a dumbass idea. That's like dark. I meant quarter staff. I'm gonna try to jab it. I'm gonna try to jab it in the face.
Alright.
Again. Alright. Well, that didn't work. That's a 7. I rolled a 7.
You did not succeed. Because it just started to swoop around the boat to try to attack Oswald, the second you see it, you try to kind of go for it, but Oswald is between your legs, so you just kind of land right on your butt.
Oh. So sad. Hurts.
Okay, so then it is Stu's turn.
I'm going to take the advice of the scaly one
Oh,
and
go ahead. I'm sorry.
hold on to my. You know what? No, they're close enough. I'm gonna swing my battle axe at it. So it hits harder.
Okay. Roll with disadvantage.
Swing it right at the water, and I'm gonna yell as I do it. Oh boy, I'm not doing well today.
What do you yell?
I just yelled noise.
Just
Ah!
So this fucking half-orc. What was your weapon? You had like a battle axe?
It is a battle.
It pulls out a battle axe and goes rah and just swishes at water. It's precious. It is Doppy's turn.
I
love that everybody says
oh God, I don't want to kill another one. So upon looking at my sheet, I mean, it doesn't matter right now because we passed it last time. I just realized that I'm also proficient in manning any type of water vehicle.
Neato. That does make sense.
Wow, we could have used that before.
Shouts out to our boy Magnus.
Oh boy, I don't want to do that. How close to the surface of the water is this last one, Ray?
It just tried to push the boat, so I would say it's like 4 inches underneath the water. Like you can see it, but it's not above the water right now or anything like that.
I was gonna try to broadside slap the shit out of it with my halberd.
You could hold action to do that if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold my action to like a paddle, just paddle the absolute shit out of it when it gets up.
That was very wise of you because the moment that you hold action, you see that you're starting to head towards an alcove, and you bump right up, and you are in front of the outpost, and the manta ray kind of sees that you guys have stopped and fucks off.
Cool.
Yeah, we did it!
You solved my manta ray puzzle. By default. So the second that you are done celebrating, you see that standing in front of you is from ground to head, not to tip of horn, but to tip of head, is about a 5'11" mountain goat.
Howerton.
Oh,
His facial expression would read as annoyed.
I get off the boat. I go, this job is amazing. I go, but I'm bleeding so much.
Are you bloodied?
Yeah, I only got 10 hit points total.
So yeah, so you're not having a great time.
Actually, you know what? No, actually, fuck it. I'ma chill. I'ma just sit down and go, ow.
I can heal him as can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can heal Logan as an action. Oswald. Just as a standard action, but I have a pool that I have so it's upwards of 5.
So
And
one
I'll
might
just do-
say you're like a paladin.
That'd be correct. I worship so
He worships
It's
Bang.
almost like you could walk up in game to this other injured character and use your bro skills to exposition what it is that you are while you heal.
I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna call on the power of Rodin and say that I'm gonna place my hand on Oswald's tiny shoulder and say that may your gains be mighty and trigger instant. And I don't know what a Broden equivalent of Amen will be.
Broman.
Bro,
Praise be the Iron Throne.
praise be to the Iron.
Man, so how much do you heal me for?
5.
Man, I
That's
say,
the most I
wow.
can do right now until I have a long rest.
I say, I feel way better. I also feel like marrying the first fat woman I see.
The
The
Father,
powers
Name.
of Broden.
the Father, my Son, and the Holy Brosen.
So the whole time you're doing this, the goat has not spoken. It hasn't changed facial expression. It hasn't blinked. It is looking at
What do
you
mean
like
spoken?
disappointed.
It's a goat.
Well, I mean, it hasn't emoted in any way. It hasn't blinked. It has looked directly into your souls with its little rectangular pupils and just stood there.
My dad used to look at me like that.
My dad.
I would argue it's exactly how your dad looks at you. It's actually, you know what? It's how Logan's dad looks at him.
You can't see it, but I'm crying. Weston knows. I just walk up to him and I go, hello.
Hello. The goat responds.
Howerton.
Do you say that in character?
Yes.
Yep.
I thought so. They said you'd be strikingly handsome.
Uh-huh.
I lean over and I give him a low 5.
Is he a goat or is he like a satyr?
What'd you say, babe?
Is he a goat or is he like a satyr?
He is a goat. In fact, if you have Google handy, he's a Markhor goat, the actual tallest goat in existence.
Oh boy.
Huh. Interesting.
Markour. That's not a fantasy thing. Those are real in the world. Live in fear, folks.
Oh my god!
Well, dang.
You know the planet you're on? Those are on it too. Sleep well, children.
But so he's not standing on his hind legs. He's fucking huge.
No, on 4 legs, he is 5'11".
Damn, big.
You big. And look at those horns, right? They're like, for anyone who's not currently Googling, they're like curly. They're dope as fuck.
Spirals.
Yeah, they're like spirally horns.
I want to hang out.
Aren't
You're
most
about
that
to.
much more than spirally?
Hold on. I'm willing to Google about this. So anyway, so as he's just kind of appraises you guys for a minute, and he goes, did you kill one of my rays?
No.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a deception check for me there.
Well,
Just like you didn't damage the door of the
That wasn't me!
Winnebago. Well, I was saying you as a general people.
Make that deception check, homie.
We didn't murder it. It was manslaughter.
It was a man. That ray's name was David.
He had a family and a wife and kids.
I feel really bad about it.
Did you roll a deception check there?
No, like that's like you didn't let me
You
finish.
said
like,
no!
Yeah, I know, but you didn't let me finish. I was gonna say no. It was an accident. I mean, I'll roll one.
You're off to a wonderful start. It just turns and walks away towards this like outpost building. The outpost building looks more like a log cabin. It's a big log cabin, but it's a log cabin style kind of building.
Called the outpost.
This one is in fact Water Stop 1.
Water stop. I go, so are we just supposed to follow? Okay.
I'm just gonna run after him with my little tiny legs like a high-speed, tiny pregnant woman waddle.
There's a rope handle to the door, and he just pulls it open with his mouth and walks in.
That's amazing.
Gosh.
I give Jacob a boost, like little hands held together, so he can get the door.
Oh,
Okay.
thanks.
Are the rest of you following?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sulking last in line.
Oh.
I mean, this goat talks, so I'm curious.
That's a reasonable reaction.
Right as Howerton walks in the door, he just drops a quick little poop so that as soon as Kim comes up behind him, he has no choice but to step in it.
Rude.
So as you step into this log cabin, it is basically not decorated. There's a kitchenette to your left.
They got snacks.
You know what? There
So
are
we got
snacks.
some money.
Howerton turns around.
What?
Fucking Doppy's munching on some fucking Fritos.
But he looks sad about it.
Really weak then.
So what you see in the kind of the what would be a kitchenette, there's like a fire pit built in the center of the room, and then behind it there is a fish rack, and then like a rotisserie stand that could obviously be moved over the fire pit.
Is the fire pit lit?
Hell yeah.
You know what, dude? It's lit as fuck. There's like little stones around it and big logs, and they're doing the little teepee shape that fire pits do, you know?
Big titty bitches dancing in it and shit. Lit as fuck.
It turns out that Logan is hallucinating from the powers of Broden.
Like, damn, bro, that's some good shit.
So yeah, so there's like the fish rack is a rotisserie thing, and then there are just like,
Straw.
good job. There's just like a little wooden slat racks that have fresh produce on it, so you're gonna see like carrots and cabbages and onions and stuff on it. The fish rack is full of fish that are drying. Like it's set up to be able to like feed a person. It's all one room. There's not like separate rooms in it. It's all one big space. In the back right corner is this like hay bale situation with like a dog bed kind of thing in it, which is clearly where Markor, that's his race, not his name, where Howerton sleeps. I know. And then on the opposite side of the wall, there is a full desk with chair, which looks a little disused, and a bunch of like floor-to-ceiling bookshelves kind of all around
I
that.
imagine sitting on a chair when you got 4 legs is kind of awkward.
Kind of awkward.
Or using a desk when you don't have hands.
Exactly.
Hey, there was snacks there, right? There's snacks up in here, you said?
I mean, there's a kitchenette.
Is there
Alright,
anything to make mac and cheese?
Weirdly, there's no Velveeta in this fantasy kitchenette.
Not even
That's
cheesy
the thing,
bread.
that's mac and cheese.
Well, if there's no cheese, in that case, I would like to talk to the goat. Hey man, how you be talking? You a goat.
I look up at it. Which one I go? That ain't physics.
It must just be my whimsical personality.
Now let me recommend.
So the goat kind of just sits down in the middle of the room facing you guys. He's like, no doubt you've heard you are assigned as my park rangers.
Oh, Mr. Hightower.
Howard.
It is Howerton. I was always more of a Wayans man.
Others 90 black comedians.
Y'all ever seen my wife and kids? That shit was my joint.
Sam, have I ever heard of a talking goat, or is this just straight up like what the fuck?
You know a talking turtle.
Roll a nature check.
Okay. I'm so
Everybody?
glad he's narrated. He was not. Oh, yes he is. I rolled a 16.
Voice.
You have heard that it's like possible in the world for animals to be enchanted. It's also possible for like druids to do wild shape. It's possible. There's no goat that you know of that naturally speaks.
Okay.
So something's amiss, but you don't know exactly what.
Okay.
So anywho, he says, yes, you are my park rangers. Hopefully more of you survive this time. The paperwork is annoying.
Don't ask.
You will be with me for 2 years. It's my job to break out your duties here in the park.
Well, I just stepped in your duty, so.
Oh!
That was a tasty one. Good. There are 3 main regulations while you are
Oh shit.
in the park.
I blessed that
One.
obnoxiously large notepad.
No fireball.
This park is full of life. He is clearly reading from like memory of a script. This is not something he would say naturally. Much of which exists nowhere else on the planet. Killing any of these creatures or harm to any of this wilderness is strictly forbidden.
We're off to a great start.
Cough.
I like to think, does he say the words cough, cough?
He does.
Oh.
Rangers may not leave the forest grounds without permission, which is enforced both by the armed guards at all 4 entrances to the park, and by the mere fact that the nigh impossible mountains will hold you here. I'm sorry, I said impossible. It's because I'm reading off the script in my mind. I meant impassable. Pretty much the only time you would need permission to leave the park anyway is if, like, there was a big war all of a sudden. Like, you're not gonna get permission to leave the park. You will be here for 2 years.
Oh, wow, that's a war. That's a strange thing to mention, Mr. Goat.
I mean, this is the world. Sometimes there are... I'll be real with you, Chief. You guys were assigned forestry. That probably means that they looked at your files and said, these dudes shouldn't be fighting in a war.
They didn't
That's
say
true.
that about me.
Mr. Hightower.
I was so confident that I should be here to protect the little man.
He was
That's
top of his
the one.
class.
Roll a deception check, Stuart Davis. I was top of my class at In My Yard University.
You're
In my proficiency, I'm
respecting
gonna
a
go to
future
the
U.S. Army soldier.
You're disrespecting a future U.S. Army.
I got a... I don't think that's... I have a -1 bonus for deception, so I rolled a 14.
I mean, that's not bad.
That's the best that he's done.
That's a
the
pass.
best roll.
I want you guys to know I based Howerton's voice off of Stuart.
Wow.
He's like, well, cool, or whatever, but you guys are assigned as park rangers. I mean, it would be wild if you left while your job was ongoing. And finally, your roles as park rangers. You will tend the grounds as needed. This doesn't happen that often. It's nature. Nature normally handles nature all by itself. You will escort tourist troops. That will be your first assignment. You'll be doing that today. Pretty much all you have
around.
to do. Yeah, it's easy peasy lemon squeezy, my dog. Don't you even worry about it. So
I am a turtle.
what you're gonna do is they're gonna be over there. They'll land here. You're gonna walk them to the town. Over there, you're gonna walk them to the chalet, and in the process, you're gonna make sure that they don't die and that they don't kill anything or leave the path. It's a super clear path. It should be fine. That's legit your whole job.
If they try to kill something, can I kill them?
No.
Whoa.
Oh. Well, this is making my job difficult, but okay.
Although
Kills us, can we get it?
no. Although
The first thing
I'm
he
gonna
said
be
was
full ass with you. If the choice was random assholes or again the extremely rare flora and fauna of this park, not mean. But it shouldn't come to that.
Narrator, it's gonna come to that.
We do occasionally get poachers in the park. It's rare because this place is so inaccessible by anything but official travel. But if that happens, and you can confirm that they're a poacher, I would like it if you brought them to me so I could specifically chew them to death, starting at the feet.
Yep.
That sounds delicious.
starting at the feet.
Anyhow. And finally, your roles as park rangers, and really what you'll do most of the time, is to patrol the park, ensuring that there are no issues with the flora and the fauna. If you should see that a magical, living plant that can tell your dreams looks like it's sick, just call Gardenia. She'll fix it. Do not fuck with a magical living plant that can tell your dreams.
I lean over to the turtle and I go, that was way more than 3 regulations.
Technically, that's just 3 regulations. Don't kill anything. You can't leave the park. Here's your job. 3 regulations.
I raise my hand, waiting for Howerton to notice me.
Surprised
He
it's
does
not
nothing.
somebody.
Sir, excuse me, and I stand at attention. Some of these words you're saying are a little. I don't understand. Our flora and fauna.
Well,
Our flora and fauna. That's
Yeah,
it.
that's all I heard. Our flora and fauna.
Our flora and fauna.
Strip clubs is what he said. He said our flora and fauna strip clubs.
I hope so.
And I'm letting that joke hit for Stuart, and no.
It's Halmar you gotta worry about. It doesn't.
Flora refers to plant life. Fauna refers to animal life, and I can tell right away you're gonna be my top scout.
I want to start digging through the cupboard. Like,
I expect no less.
just like not like obnoxiously, but like as I'm listening, just kind of like looking through for something to snack on.
Can I try to see if I notice it?
Okay, so technically it's behind. I'm not gonna make you roll a check to note.
I'm not trying to be stealthy or anything. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm not being disrespectful. Well, I'm being
You're all in the
disrespectful,
same
but I'm
room.
not being like obnoxious.
I'm gonna whisper and say, see if they have any fantasy hot Cheetos.
Wow.
Yeah, it's cool. That's just my kitchen.
Oh, this is your personal kitchen. Oh.
Okay.
You notice how this building only has 3 things in it, and they all say they're one dude's property? It's because of how they are.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Go Tower.
I get it, or whatever. You guys haven't, like, had snacks or whatever
Close the pantry.
in a while. I'll fine. I'll tell you what.
Just
You
trying to
have
keep my
some
emotions.
snacks. In fact, take what you need for the day. But once you guys get to the chalet, they will give you your packs that you can use to feed yourselves. You are permitted to get snacks if you guys would like to.
Oh yeah. All right. Alright, what they got?
None of
Can
these
it-
look like.
Do I
fit
gotta
my-
roll perception to see what's in the cupboards, or?
So
Radiant devil.
you can totally see what's there. There's 4 rows worth of fish drying on the rack. There is a whole row of carrots, a row of onions, a roll of cabbage, and a roll of tomatoes on the.
Got any pasta?
Nah,
So,
everything that's in here was found in the park. So there's
Oh.
not gonna,
Nah.
you're not gonna find cheese or anything like that.
My mom used to know how to make mac and cheese.
well, I'm gonna cop all them carrots.
Oh, you gonna be pissed, bro. He's a goat.
He got
Let's
cabbage.
A whole row. In the immortal words of my boy Mushu, he got cabbage. Alright, so, yeah, you guys kind of you don't have pockets, though. Well, I mean, you have pockets, but you don't have bags or anything like that, yeah.
I'm not gonna grab anything.
Oh, I have a bag.
I have a backpack.
Do you have back? Yeah, that's you should have, like, your explorer's pack or your dungeoneer's pack, whatever you know. have.
Yeah, I brought my
I don't
clothes
grab
back.
anything because I have a hankering for something specific.
Better not be gardenia.
So, you hear a knock at the door.
Who is it?
Your house.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, hello. So, opening the door comes a pack of tourists who have just, if you look at the door around them, a canoe has landed behind you. It is just another canoe's worth.
First day and I already hate the customers.
You know.
You said tourists and I just went,
Okay, so what you have a row of people. Coming in first is a male human. He is super pale and kind of quiet and sickly looking. He doesn't look awesome. With like big round glasses and a brown bowl cut.
Oh my god, it's Mitchell.
Kind of bending down to get in the door behind him. You see this like really chipper and well put together. He's like wearing clothes. Minotaur come in. He's got like greased up hair, and he's wearing sunglasses. He's wearing fantasy Ray-Bans. He's got a button-up shirt, and he's wearing like chinos, like nice khaki pants.
damn, this dude's fucking ready to go.
Wait.
Yeah, he's a sunglass commercial. But the pants, you can tell, like they don't make Minotaur pants, so they're too tight on him.
Sam,
But
let
he's
me
like,
ask you a question. What's that dick print looking like?
I'm be real with you.
Wow.
I'm be real with you, Logan Higgins. He's got his own category on Blacked.
Oh.
That BMC, bro, that big Minotaur cock.
Oh, that's gonna play in my head all evening. That's terrible.
And that's how you guys found out that Oswald was bisexual. Behind him are 2 hedge witches. They are both goblin women. They are old, but you can tell that they have made a lot of effort to not look old. They're wearing like big sun hats and plastic sunglasses. Both of them have like a streak of white down their nose, like from sunscreen. And they're like Hawaiian shirts. They're full tourist looking. But both of them are floating in the air. They clearly are using some kind of magic to not have to walk at all. But
Gold.
Wow, I feel like fun.
and they both talk like this, so be really excited for that part of the journey.
God, it's
Uh,
Aunt Marjorie.
Minnesota.
Both of them are chain smoking, and they are not fucking around when I say chain smoking. The forest and the colors. Have you seen the leaf? And then behind them is a Wanti child. He is bottom half snake. He's still the size of like a 7-year-old human boy, so that whole bottom half.
Spell Wanty.
UANT. YUANT dash TI. Wait, YUAN dash TI. And T.I.'s there! No. This, while being half snake, it's important to point out that this small child is actually cute as a button. He's got like a ball cap on, and he looks really excited to be there, and he's got a lollipop. He's got a fantasy Red Sox ball cap.
I've seen this before on Zootopia. That bitch is about to be driving a fucking car in a second.
He's cute as shit is what I'm telling you. He's bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and he's really happy to be there, and he's super excited to meet all of you guys, and he hopes he can see a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
That ain't no kid, that's a midget.
Is he by himself?
No, he is there with his babysitter. You don't know any of that yet, actually.
Okay.
You just saw 5 people enter the room. Anyhow, so the guy leading past the human male is just like, we're here for we're here for the tour.
Okay, we could do a tour. What you trying to see?
We also need a tour.
Oh, me too.
I think you're the guys supposed to take us to the chalet. They all have like
shower?
backpacks. The chalet.
Oh.
Chalets
okay.
are like ski hotels.
I play Rainbow Six, I know what chalet is.
Guys, they got booze at that place. I'm pretty. Let's go. Yeah, let's get to the chalet. Follow me right this way.
Yeah. So
While we're walking, can I be like, can I just get your name for the registry? And I'm gonna pretend to write the names with notepad. I'm not.
well, okay. Before you get excited, there's a desk right by. Excuse me. There's a desk right by the front door. That does in fact have a clipboard on it. If you want to scoop that up.
Scoopity doop.
As you guys kind of turn around to leave, Howerton just ain't in there. He's not in the room anymore.
Are there other doors?
Not that you can see.
I'll take one of the fish.
Did he go out the window?
Not that you can tell.
Sam, can I take a fish and like hide
At the chimney.
Hide it
Can you
where?
take a fish and hide it
In
where?
the vent?
in his desk?
Oh.
Oh gosh.
Alright. So you understand that it's a drying fish. It's not gonna like it'll take a while for it to rot. It's not a raw fish.
Hide it under the desk.
It's a time bomb. He never used the desk.
Alright, so actually that's convenient that you did that.
Make a
Okay,
sneaky
so
box.
roll a stealth check to see how good you hide the fish.
Okay.
Nice.
Not bad. 17.
Oh, that's really good. Okay, so as you kind of get up to the desk, it is in fact dusty, and there's tons of papers all kind of strewn over it and stuff like that. The chair looks a little rattly baggy. You see that there's like that, you know how desks have a drawer over the part where you would sit down, like that skinny drawer?
Yeah.
You open that up to kind of put the fish in there, and you can see that there's a button panel in the drawer.
Oh.
Oh.
Like a switch? Like a...
Yeah, like a keypad.
Like, oh, so like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
It's in the shape of that, but it does not have numbers written.
What does it have written on it?
Nothing.
It doesn't have anything written on it?
Nope.
Can I make some sort of intelligence check or investigation check?
Tinker with it,
You can-
baby.
Good.
You can make an investigation check if you want.
Okay. Hot damn. 21.
21? Okay. So what you see is the button in the dead center of it is clearly less dusty than the rest of it.
I'll push that button.
Okay.
You turn into a goat.
But a small one.
When you push the button underneath the desk, like where your feet would go, the floor panel slides open.
Oh my god. Are these people just like watching me? Just to see?
Yeah, you're in a... Again, there are not separate rooms. This is a one-room
Bad time
cabin.
at the El Royale.
So you have your entire crew of park rangers and all these tourists just watching you walk over to the desk.
I want to walk over and see what's going on.
Can I just poke my head in and see if I see anything down there?
No, you just see darkness.
What if I tinker myself a little flashlight?
Okay.
That's amazing.
So, for reference, the fart box has now disappeared. that was my last thing. Okay, can I just toss a flashlight in there?
Sure. So,
Glow sticks.
if you shine a flashlight in there, I'm gonna say base. I'm not gonna make you roll again for that. What you see is a bunch of well-used. These are not dusty at all. Well-used steps leading down and kind of around a corner.
We'll have to come back to this later.
Yeah, it would be wild if you did this in front of a bunch of tourists.
I'd be like,
I say that to him in character too, because
I just look at everybody and go, guys, tourists, I'm gonna be real with you. This is my first day. That's the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen.
They cannot see what you're talking about from the distance. They don't see the hole in the floor. They just see you at a desk going, "That's the coolest fucking thing
he's
I've ever seen."
looking at a fish in the drawer.
Can I just let me grab my flashlight.
Yeah, good move.
Turn it off and push the button again. And then I do not put the fish in there. But a mental note, I go, we gotta come back.
Okay, I'm in.
I just go, on with the tour.
Okay, quick time. While they are doing that, Kim, the human man, walks over to you and is like, so, like, are there owl bears?
We'll find out when we get there. I'm sorry, I'm hungry.
You're not near them, Weston. You're over at the desk.
Oh, you said it was a big empty room. Like,
I mean, that's true, but he's not like, it would be you from across the room yelling, "We're not even!"
Way to just steal my thunder.
Yeah, so anyway, yeah. So are there like owl bears?
Well, like he said, this is our first day, so it looks like we'll find out together.
That was really good customer
so
service of you.
That's so ensuring.
Yeah.
Jacob, you nailed that. He's like, oh, okay, cool, cause like I would like to see owl bears.
I would also like to see an owl bear. I've only ever read about them.
Cool. What's your name or whatever?
I'm Jacob. What's your name?
I'm Kevin.
It fucking would be.
This is a side note for Stuart, not the rest of you. So he's a weird, skinny white dude with a bowl cut and round glasses named Kevin. Anyway, that's just a thing for Stuart. A little present for him. Anyway, so you guys come back over. You guys are just not gonna leave the fish. You're just gonna mosey on out.
No, that'd be a bad place to leave the fish.
Okay, so you guys have maps. If you look on your map, you can see that there is a clear-cut path, like, out the door where you are.
And the map
Okay.
that you sent us?
This is a really zoomed-out map, but if you could zoom in super close, which you can't,
Are we at the point next to the little water dragon in the lake?
Yes.
Okay.
You're at that point. There is actually a bridge between that dot and the woods on the other side.
Okay.
And there's a path that leads you all the way through the woods to the chalet, which is on the other side of the park, right up against the mountains. If you can kind of see a building. See what I'm saying?
Up against the mountain?
Yeah, I would get these labeled for next time.
You talking about near the compass?
Yes, there's a dot right next to the compass. Above the compass is a little town. That's where the chalet is. That's where you guys are going.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
It will take you guys, are any of you, like, particularly travel-y? Having any travel experience?
Aquatic?
Absolutely
Yes.
not.
I know Jacob Super does not. And Weston's only ever traveled by...
I mean, I live out on my own. I've had to learn how to survive, so, I mean, somewhat.
So you were a sailor, right? So most of your knowledge is, like, water-based?
Well, I mean, it wasn't like big seafaring boats, but just like we would go out on a little barge and get fish.
Gotcha. What about you, Stuart? Do you have a lot? What is your background like?
None in sailing.
And Logan?
My pretty. I mean, I've been places, but like vacation, not like explore.
Okay. Cool. So amongst you, then, the person who's most like worldly then is fucking the turtle.
He has a name.
Yeah,
Is it
it's
me?
Dappy.
Doppy.
I wrote it out phonetically.
Mine came up and said that there might be a deal with phonetic.
Think Chappy, but like with a da.
I am Cheppy.
I am Doppy.
Oh. Franklin.
Are you back? Didn't you say you just had to go somewhere?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay, cool. So yeah, so you see that there is there's a little bridge across, and then there's a path leading you through the woods over to the chalet. It'll take you, Weston, because I'm sure you've looked at maps more from like your seafaring. It'll take you about 4 hours to get there on foot.
Okay.
Hot damn.
What's kind of cool about the trail though that you're gonna take is that it's gonna go all the way through the woods, but it'll skirt you near kind of the desert area, and it'll walk you past the rainforest area. The idea of this trail is that you kind of get a flavor.
Okay, that makes sense now because I was like, is there other bridges we're going across? Because, or are we just taking the big loop?
Yeah, you're gonna go on foot. There's a bridge that's supposed to be there that I see now is not there. Getting you over to the woods, and then you're gonna walk.
Yeah, that's what I didn't know what the fuck you were talking about.
I pictured it in my brain though.
Hold on, I'll snap. I have all of you on Snapchat. You're gonna walk up here, and then around here, and then you're gonna go there. I'm gonna send it to you.
That made perfect sense.
And then Kim. I sent it to you all on Snapchat.
Guess who doesn't have Snapchat, but it's okay, I can figure it out.
I'm right next to you.
You're not doing howdy, boys.
Yep,
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah, we got it.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. All right, we ready. I feel it.
Okay, cool. So then, do you want to lead the group then a little bit there, Doppy, since you are the only one with adventuring experience?
Sure. I guess so.
Alright.
And
I'm gonna be like right on his heels then.
Got it.
You're gonna get crop dusted by a turtle.
No!
Okay,
I already stepped in shit! That's just rude!
And then Kim, Kevin is going to be right behind Jacob because he's the only other person he's spoken to.
We're friends now.
So who's behind him?
Can I see who's walking with this child?
Yes, Darius is the name of the Minotaur. He is the child's babysitter.
I don't like that.
Why is
I don't like dick print with the child.
Darius is the name of the Minotaur. The child's name is Chook.
Chook?
CH.
Oh, okay.
If you want to ask him how to spell it, you can.
Hey Chook, how do you spell your name?
So it's super nice to meet you. Yeah, my name's Chook. It is spelled T-C-H-U-G-H. It's from my dad's side. Chook.
But there is a silent K.
It's like g. It's like g at the end. It's like Chook.
I'm saying the K. I hear the K. She's saying Chook. Is it Chew?
It's Chook.
I think I can help with this Pam Pan situation.
Hey, that lollipop, man. That looks kind of good though. Like I'll trade you that for like a bottle of Hennessy. Do you drink, bro?
So, Mildish, are you familiar with what a wanty is?
No, I'm not.
Okay, so they are part snake. So this kid looks like a cute little child. From the waist down, he is a snake. From the top up, he's like a human boy-looking kind of thing. He has like slit eyes, and he has a snake-like tongue. So he is eating a lollipop with a forked tongue that like sloops out and wraps around the lollipop. That is what you've just asked to trade him. I just want you to have a representation of what you just said.
Honestly,
You're
that
offering
tongue,
a
it's not
child
difficult
Hennessy.
for you to eat. Like you should definitely trade with me. Is what I'm saying.
My dad says that like I shouldn't have alcohol. Darius, Hennessy is alcohol, right? Yeah.
No, it's like juice.
I mean, it's juice, you know, but it's not juice. You can't have
Wow.
Hennessy.
It's only
All
named
right, well,
Hennessy
cool.
because he named it after his mother.
Yeah, exactly.
This is
It's
my
Hennessy's
favorite
juice.
tea.
The juice that belongs to my friend Hennessy.
I named it after my mom. Okay, so we have, in the walking order, we have Weston, Kim, Kevin. I guess we'll have Chuk and Darius behind that. I fucking invented the name. Who's next?
I'll be next. I'll walk behind him. I don't like Darius. I'm watching him.
Logan.
Okay, so-
Logan's gonna be walking with Mushu.
Got it. And then Stu, are you just taking up the rear then?
Yep.
Cool kids.
Cool kids
sit
in the back.
Nowhere. Walking order. Oh. Logan has.
Do you want to be near the?
I want to be near the front. Yeah. I was relieving myself.
So do you just want to? Do you want to walk with like Doppy then?
Sure, my homie.
Okay, and then behind Mushu is Homar.
Omar?
Actually, no. I want to roll with Mushu.
See, that's where I put you.
Boy, make a decision. I have to write this down.
All right. Okay. All right.
I know you. I put you there.
I didn't know I was already next to
Yeah, Weston put you next to Mushu.
I'm qualified to make his decisions for him.
Mushu. Apparently.
Okay, the walking order is Doppy, fucking Jacob, Kevin, Chuk, Darius, Mushu, Oswald, and then Homar.
What about the two goblin old ladies?
They are floating, but technically they would be, well, I'd say actually, they are between Darius and Mushu.
Thank God.
We're Grimelda and Heffany, and we are here for the beautiful flora. This time of year, I hear the flora is beautiful.
All right. Well, this is the trees over there. If you look to the left.
Mine should be next to the other. There's some fucking tree. It's interesting that you say that, Mushu, because as soon as you do, Heffany, the slightly fatter of them, kind of eyes you up. She's like, "Oh, a young gentleman." She tries to like reach her hand out to shake your hand.
Yeah. Shawty, give me like 2 hours and another bottle, and like maybe we'll talk about that.
Do you shake her hand?
I will shake her magical floating hand.
She tries to lick your hand.
Oh!
Why you gonna lick my hand? Golly, I'm going back to the temple. This is stupid.
Mushu, do you let her lick your hand?
You know what, man? I'm not here to make enemies. Yeah.
Grab her tongue.
Oh gosh. Go ahead and lick my hand, lady.
Alright, her tongue is purple and you don't know why.
Could be a goblin
Oh.
thing. Could be a
Oh,
goblin
all right.
thing.
I'm actually gonna ask if she's gonna have the audacity to lick my hand. I'm gonna be bold enough to ask why her tongue is purple. Why is your tongue purple?
Oh, you know, ladies' secret, right, cuter?
Oh.
Uh,
Oh.
Oh no, yeah, I'm gonna put my hand away. We're not doing this today.
I'm gonna tinker one quick magic box, and I'm just gonna have to say consent is important.
Hi, kids. Thank you for tuning into PBS to watch inappropriate adult DNA. We just want to let you guys at home know consent's important. A little rainbow over my head. Okay, so you set out. Yeah, as soon as you walk out of the building, it's like a footbridge that carries you over this portion of the river and towards the evergreen woods. It is handmade, but it looks pretty sturdy. Like 4 of you could walk abreast across it and be fine.
But obviously the tinies could not.
So, as we go over the bridge, I'm going to point down to the water, and I'm going to say, and if you look into the water, there are some creatures down there that look like manta rays, but they're not manta rays. They'll kill you, and I've killed one of them. So, don't test me this trip, and we'll be okay.
That's a pro D&D West.
Sam, is there like a plaque that says like, "Blood of the bridge"? Found
It's funny you said that. Which one of you grabbed the clipboard?
I did.
As you step foot on the bridge, the clipboard goes, "Hi, I'm Clippy."
Aw.
God damn it.
Oh, what?
It's like the paperclip on Microsoft Word.
Yeah, we know what it is.
I'll be your virtual travel guide.
I like how Kim's
Oh my god. I love him.
Logan, if you look down in your hands, what was once a clipboard with an empty piece of paper has a face.
I drop it.
Oh my god, I'm gonna go grab it.
That's for the
How could you do that to Clippy?
It's got cute little Dumbledore glasses.
No. Wait, so if there's a place we gotta go, is he the one we need to know?
God damn it.
He's the map. He's the map. He's the map. He's the map. It's Clippy. Actually, technically I'm not a map, just an interactive park guide, here to answer any of your questions about the bowl's beautiful flora and fauna.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite bridge in the bowl.
Here you see Huffman's Bridge, actually built in 14 billion by Dave, the builder.
God damn it.
God bless Dave.
Everybody knows the heroic tales of Dave the Builder, who helped build many of our world's national parks.
National Park?
Weston, roll a perception check for me real quick.
God damn.
What the fuck is this?
I'm not asking Dobby to pull out a dice. It is Weston I am asking.
12.
12? Okay, you hear a splash, and as you look over the bridge, there is a manta ray making what appears to be intense eye contact.
I'm just gonna kind of like, you know that meme of that puppet that like looks over his shoulder and then like looks back? I'm just gonna do that and just feel really upset about myself.
It looks disappointed, sad, and mad all at once.
That's his wife.
I'm just gonna give it the look, just 1,000-yard stare forward, and then just keep going.
As you make it across the bridge, it's not a super long bridge, maybe like 800 feet. As you get across it, you see that you are walking towards like a real Seattle-looking forest. It's all evergreen, kind of misty. You're gonna experience sort of a drop in temperature, whereas in the desert region you were experiencing maybe like 85 degrees. Pretty much the second you cross the bridge, it drops to like a misty 65 degrees.
Oh.
The
For
forest
the
is
people in the south, that's cold.
It's actually that's bikini weather if you're in Alaska. But
We should know. We've been here 2 days.
I've been here a month, so I'm basically
I'll just
an
say-
expert.
Oh.
It was 43 degrees outside, and people were walking out in shorts and short sleeves, so I still literally never.
Dudes roll up to the commissary in tank tops and. Any hoot nanny. Are you guys being talkative as you go, or are you just kind of being quiet and keeping an eye on whoever you want to keep an eye on? What you doing?
I'm
Oh, go ahead, bro.
I'm gonna ask Darius, what's the deal? What's he doing here? What's you doing here, Darius? Like, what's your story?
Oh, well, I don't know. I'm gonna do Sam's voice right now because Minotaur. He sounds like a Minotaur.
Okay.
And when I think Minotaur,
I think the seafaring Minotaur.
I think Sam Davis.
He's got a super duper
I
deep
think of
voice.
Kush.
which you can tell he is trying to put a layer of sexy. Like, everything about this dude suggests that he really wants to be Instagram famous, except Instagram doesn't exist.
Ooh, poor guy.
I don't want him watching over this child.
Yeah, so he goes, yeah, I'm in college right now, babysitting on the side while I build my media empire, you know, just lots of
Alright, that's pretty cool. What's media?
I make daguerreotypes of myself and put them on pamphlets and just kind of leave the city.
Oh, that's stupid. You want some Hennessy, bro?
Have you heard of Twitter? I just hand them to a bird and hope it works out.
Oh, I seen that. I saw. Well, I mean, kind of. I saw a bird once. I don't know if that's what you're talking about.
Did he have a piece of paper in his mouth with like a really cool stamp of a minotaur on it?
No, it had some bread, but I mean that's the same thing.
That is somebody else's tweet, dude. But yeah, anyway, so I'm just watching out for little, is this one Billy? No, Chook. I'm watching out for Chook, you know.
Oh, you're saying Chuga.
TCHUGH.
I heard it, but I thought
Pam.
K on the end.
Pam.
I also heard the K.
Pam.
That's because it's a little snake boy saying it. Anyway.
He has a lisp.
Can I talk to Chug?
Sure.
I go over to
Chuga, 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 chuga.
Chug. And we're like eye contact height because I'm tiny. And I go, hey Chug, how are you liking the park so far?
Gee, man, it is super neat. I just, you know, I really want to see dinosaurs. So, I'm hoping I can see a Tyrannosaurus Rex while I'm here. You seem really strong. Can you fight a T-Rex?
Chug, look at my eyes.
Yeah, pal?
Look at me.
Yes, mister?
I can totally take a Tyrannosaurus.
You're the coolest dude I've ever met.
I know. I give him a high five. Shit.
That was
I
my
say, hey,
favorite.
Chug, how did your parents are cool with you being by yourself? I know you got a Minotaur with you, but you doing okay?
Oh, I wanted to go to baseball camp, fantasy baseball camp, but my parents, like, they're just like, they work a lot, and they saw that I had a t-shirt with a dinosaur on it, so they sent me here. I still super like dinosaurs, so it's cool.
Hold up, are there dinosaurs here?
I go,
Shut
"Well,
up."
I don't know.
Wait, ask Clippy.
No.
Yes.
Does Jacob ask Clippy if there are dinosaurs?
Yes.
Well, I'm super glad you asked. Technically, by the definition of what a dinosaur is, no. But what a child thinks is a dinosaur, definitely.
Woo!
Oh.
You hear that? Chug, there's dinosaurs.
But
Yay!
I
This
build.
guy's gonna fight a T-Rex. He's the coolest.
I build one little more box, and it's a static image of a T-Rex holding a baseball bat with his hat on.
Oh.
You have clearly made this child's entire life, and he's gonna now go home and have a shirt of yours. He's such a big fan of you.
That's so sweet.
You're the nicest grown-up I've ever met.
how did you and I just reverse roles from Sam's first campaign?
That's just the way it be sometimes. I go, come on, Chug, we'll find you some dinosaurs. Fade to next scene.
Stuart, what are you doing as you guys kind of watch?
I am taking up the rear, as all cool kids do, and though I am acting all tough on the exterior, I have a childlike wonder at the prospect.
You also want to see dinosaurs?
Yeah, so to see dinosaurs.
Who wouldn't want to see dinosaurs?
Straight up, I wouldn't. Fuck a dinosaur. I see Jurassic Park more than once.
I am gonna real quick see if I can just set voice to my regular computer and see if you guys can hear Stuart better that way if he's just next to me.
Guarantee you won't.
Logan, I'm just saying, if we don't get the opportunity to be two of us in one trench coat, I'm going to be sorely disappointed.
Kim, it's gonna be me, you, and Shug.
Yes.
Stuart left the room anyway, so I'll talk with that later. Anywho, Nanny.
Man, fuck a Stuart.
Fuck Stuart. And
still
Mushu,
here.
what are you up to as we're walking around? Gabe.
Who's who?
Oh, I'm up to.
Your name is Mushu.
Yeah, I forgot that my name was Mushu. I was like, man, that's a weird name. I'm gonna look. Are there like any animals or anything like interesting like around here? What was there to see in this magical park? I'm a tourist
Would
too.
you like to roll an investigation check, or do you want to ask Clippy?
Hey, actually, no. I'm gonna roll an investigation check. I don't trust Clippy like that yet.
All right.
Oh, Clippy's my best friend.
Oh shit! I should have just asked Clippy. That's a whole one.
You were rolling so poorly today.
What is this?
What you can tell is that there are trees, and you're trying to look around and kind of try to figure out like if you can see any wildlife or anything, and in the process, you trip on a root.
So,
I have a question for Clippy.
Yes.
Are we gonna see dinosaurs on our walk?
There is a chance you will run across very large lizards.
okay, so I want to turn around and with a slightly, like, agitated face on Doppy now. Just, like, unusually characteristic for him. And I'm going to be like, you guys understand, like, we almost got killed a little bit ago, and I had to kill one of those things, and then I got in trouble for it, and now everyone's just all happy. Not like there's gonna be a dinosaur that's gonna come out, and then I'm probably gonna be the one to kill it again, and I don't want
You
to.
have me to protect you.
All I want
I don't know where
is
you
to
are
eat-
in the house.
Yeah, but Oswald can fight dinosaurs, remember?
All I want is to eat some fucking mac and cheese.
I don't know where you are, Stuart, but stay there. That's the best I've been able to hear you the whole time.
Well, no, it's where the litter boxes are.
Can you hear him? Doesn't he sound great?
Good, Stuart's taking a shit. I build a little odor machine, and I give it to Doppy, and it smells like mac and cheese.
Oh.
You might just piss them off.
I'm just
That's really sweet.
a fucking hankering, but I appreciate it. It smells just like mom's.
Aww.
Have you seen Over the Hedge when he puts the pollen on the bark to make it into a Dorito?
It's exactly like that.
Stuart, can you roll a perception check for me?
I can.
Hole punch.
Woo! 19, best roll of the day.
That's excellent. Okay, so you are bringing up the. What you kind of notice is like as you guys are walking forward, you don't really notice a lot of action. But as soon as you get past an area, it's like life returns to that area. You can kind of sense behind you that there are like birds singing in the trees, and there's squirrels running hither and yon and whatnot. There's a lot of life to the forest. It's just mostly trying to steer clear of you guys.
Is there a reason for that, or just because we're there?
It's just because you're there, like you're people, and you're talking out loud as you. Nature is naturally just like, actually, we're not gonna fuck with that.
I was just wondering if there was some kind of way the park has set it up to where the tourists would be safe.
Clippy.
That's an interesting thought, Kim. ... But
It's
Stuart,
like we're in a bubble.
It's almost like you're in a bubble. Stuart, you do notice that there's this one particular squirrel. The kind of squirrels out here are red squirrels. They have these long, like Gatsby ears, full of like fluff. They're like red fluff on the tip. These are much bigger than any red squirrel you would see in real life. They're probably about the size of like a medium dog. Yeah, like that. But approximately the size of like a bull terrier.
Okay.
And one of them in particular has noticed you, and it's just kind of like not. It doesn't look malicious or anything, but it has begun to follow your party.
I have made a new friend because I am excellent with animals, as I am in a.
Do you want to name him?
You already know what I'm gonna name. His name is Thelonious.
It's Thelonious.
So you now have a friend, Thelonious the squirrel.
We're gonna find out later it's a girl.
All right. So the path that you were taking, you're now kind of going up the river. You're heading north. Across the riverbed, you can see that kind of desert area again. And if I'm actually gonna have Chook roll. Ooh, Chook rolled a natural 1. Chook notices the movement on the desert shore and tries to like run towards it, and like in excitement, like it's gonna be a dinosaur, and just accidentally runs right into the river.
Aw.
Chook! I just go, Chook, what the hell?
Okay. He's fine. He is just wet.
Oh, damn. I thought we was going to have to save him. I was like, man, I'm not going to be able to catch this kid.
But if you do notice, there is actually across the riverbed, you can see some monitor lizards. They're about like the length of a normal couch, just kind of sunning themselves.
Oh. It's a dinosaur.
Are they carnivores or herbivores? What's their eating situation?
Would you like to ask Clippy, or would you like to roll a check?
Clippy, them lizards over there, do they be eating like fish and meat or like carrots per se?
Those are the giant monitor lizards of the bowl. They are actually a creature that only lives here. They do primarily eat meat.
Would they
Mainly
be
just
satisfied with
tourists,
a carrot?
though.
Oh, thank goodness. I'm not made of. I'm just made of pure muscle.
That tourist thing was a joke. They'll eat fish, smaller lizards, birds, really whatever they can get their hands on.
All right. Good to know. Thank you, Clippy. I trust you slightly more than I did 2 seconds ago.
Thanks, pal. Your friendship means a lot to me, an animate clipboard.
Well, damn it.
Clippy got jokes.
Stuart, as you're walking along, you notice that Thelonious keeps getting a little bit closer to your party.
Well, good. I welcome my new squirrely friend.
Make a deal.
That is the... you want to make a deal? That was a joke from an earlier campaign. But kind of as you're moving along, Heffany starts to notice that there are flowers growing along the path. And she goes, "Oh my god, darling. If we find the peace lily while we're here, we have to pick a... I heard the best anti-wrinkle cream comes from the peace lily."
Not gonna do that. Nope. Nope.
Nah.
Hey, Clippy.
Not gonna
Are
get
they
in
allowed
trouble
to pick plant life?
Hi, it's your friend Clippy. You were just talking to me? It's fine if you don't remember. Yes, while the park does grow a wide range of beautiful plant life that we love for you to come see, we do ask that you do not destroy any of it.
I happen to you gonna have to chill out. You can't be picking flowers here. That's not what this is for. You can look, don't touch. Stop licking stuff.
That's alright, honey. Maybe there's just another bloom I can pull.
No,
You're an adult.
you
It's weird.
can't pick
You
nothing.
gotta
You
know
can't
not
pick
to
nothing.
lick stuff.
She does try to pinch your butt.
Shawty, I'll let you pinch my butt if you stop trying to pick flowers, alright? Like, I'm just trying to do my job.
I push my box again that says consent is important.
Someone's breathing hella loud.
It's not me this time.
I think it might have been West Midge.
I'm holding my breath.
That's healthy long term.
The Taurus can do it for an
Okay, so as you guys are kind of scooching along, you reach kind of the tip of the northern direction that you're gonna go, and there is a little campfire. You can stop and take a rest.
Oh, sweet. I'm down to take a rest. I'm gonna meditate for a little bit.
But are there marshmallows?
You know what? Every rest stop does come with a little box. There's like a little fire pit and a little box of whatever provisions previous campers or other park rangers have left. And this one does have marshmallows in it.
Oh, yeah.
So I assume Jacob is gonna roast marshmallows.
Duh.
Well, everybody, we're going to take a break here for a minute. Everybody can do some sightseeing across the river. You'll be able to see the desert region. I'm going to eat some food right now, because if I get any hungrier, I'm going to take the broadside of my halberd here. I'm going to paddle you so goddamn hard. Paddle me forever.
If you look towards the north, you'll see manta gators. There's one less than there used to be.
That one over there that looks like it's sleeping, just ignore it.
It just floats down the river.
Oh, hold on 2 seconds, you guys. Oh!
Hey, but I
They got that pizza.
Dang, I should have got pizza.
It's not D&D without
We're
pizza.
eating chicken sandwiches.
already going back.
Rolling that 20s with the boys.
Sorry, there was a fantasy pizza guy.
Yo,
Oh.
If y'all want to eat, I gotta peace out soon.
Okay, yeah, we could call it for.
Plus, we're at like a rest stop. I feel like a good safe point.
All right, cool. So as you guys kind of hunker down for a quick rest, as soon as Homar takes like a seat by the fire, the squirrel now named Thelonious comes up and sits next to him, and just kind of nudges him a little bit. He's just trying to get some marshmallow.
That's
Sweet.
as fuck.
Alright, well, then we will call it here for right now. We will try and do meet again next week.